I request the students who have not registered yet, kindly get yourself registered from the registration help desk. Namaskar and a warm welcome to everyone present here. I, Prachi Soni.
And I, Kanchan Rathore from 5th year.
It is our absolute privilege to welcome you to the seminar organized by School of Law, Modi University of Science and Technology, with the blessings of Honorable Shri Rajendra Prasad Modi and Chairman Shri Raghvendra Anant Modi.
Today we are here to explore, learn and engage with G3 Summit, Ethics in Tech, Navigating the Future Responsibly, Unpacking Legal Frameworks, a topic that is quietly a need of the hour. This seminar is all about bridging the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application as we learn from the best in the field. We are privileged to have with us our distinguished dignitaries who have graced this event with their benign presence. Professor Dr. Ashutosh Bharadwaj, President Modi University, Pro-President Professor Dr. Abhay Sharma, CA Sanjeev Kumar Agarwal, Vice President, Registrar Dr. Vinod Purohit, all the Deans of School, GMs of all the offices, all the faculty members, and all the audience.
We are honored to welcome with us today Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Soni, Professor Dr. Anukriti Sharma, and Professor Dr. Sunita Bharatwal, who have graced this event with their presence. समस्त विद्या की जननी, ज्ञान की अधिष्ठात्री, माँ सरस्वती को सादर नमन. To begin today's proceeding on an auspicious note, let us seek the blessings of the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, and the art, Ma Saraswati. As a symbol of our commitment to learning, I request our esteemed dignitaries and guests to proceed for the offering of flowers, followed by the Saraswati Vandana.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीमभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमे.
To commence the event on an auspicious note, let us now listen to our University Kulgeet, which embodies the values and visions of our institute. I request the technical team to play University Kulgeet.
निर्माणों के पावन युग में हम चरित्र निर्माण श्रेष्ठता तार बिना झनकार नहीं है। शिक्षा क्या स्वर साध सकेगी यदि नैतिक आधार नहीं है। यदि नैतिक आधार नहीं है। कीर्ति कौमुदी की गरिमा में संस्कृति का सम्मान न भूले। वसुधा का कल्याण न भूले। निर्माणों के पावन युग में आविष्कारों की कृतियों में यदि मानव का प्यार नहीं है। आविष्कारों की कृतियों में यदि मानव का प्यार नहीं है। सृजनहीन विज्ञान व्यर्थ है। प्राणी का उपकार नहीं है। प्राणी का उपकार नहीं है। मौलिकता के उत्थानों में जीवन का उत्थान न भूले। वसुधा का कल्याण न भूले। निर्माणों के पावन युग में हम चरित्र निर्माण न भूले। स्वार्थ साधना की आंधी में वसुधा का कल्याण न भूले। निर्माणों के पावन युग में निर्माणों के पावन युग में निर्माणों के पावन युग में।
It is my privilege to welcome you to the G3 Summit, a convergence of engineering, law, and management, the three pivotal disciplines shaping the future of technology. Our theme, Ethics in Tech, Navigating the Future Responsibly, Unpacking Legal Framework, underscores the imperative of balancing innovation with responsibility. As we push the boundaries of technology, we must ensure that our advancements are guided by robust legal frameworks and implemented with sound management practices. As engineers push boundaries, legal frameworks guides us and management ensures implementation. We are here to unpack the complexities.
Over the course of this summit, we will dwell into critical topics such as AI governance, data protection, and cyber law. Our expert speakers will share valuable insights on navigating complex regulatory landscapes, ensuring technology serves humanity rather than the other way around. Through engaging panel discussions, case studies, and interactive sessions, we will explore strategies for harnessing innovations while upholding our values. I invite you to join us in charting a course for a future where technology empowers rather than exploits. Now, I would like to invite Pro President Professor Dr. Abhay Sharma to address us with his valuable words.
नमस्कार। मोदी विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विश्वविद्यालय के एक अतीव सुंदर सभागार में पहली बार आप सभी को संबोधित करते हुए मुझे अतीव प्रसन्नता का अनुभव हो रहा है। दिस इज़ माई प्लेजर। I would like to first welcome the speakers for this event, Professor Soni, Professor Sharma, Professor Bratwal. In the gathering, the deans of School of Engineering and Technology, School of Pharmacy, School of Management, School of Law, Registrar Sahab, faculty colleagues and students. I'll be brief and start with a small story or small case, couple of them. It used to happen that 20 years back, when I used to teach my students, and then I would like to motivate them, encourage them, I used to say that in your life, you will see that there will be an air taxi by which from your house to your office you will go. Time has changed, and then I changed my statement saying in my life it will happen. Fortunately, unfortunately, COVID happened and we have seen the disaster there. After that, every bad thing has some good aspects. And what good has happened, that data has reached equally to everyone. From the lowest of the society and the highest of the society, everyone has got the same access to the data. And this has made a phenomenal change in the total scenario. And we will not wait, and now the target is that by 2030, this is going to happen in a nation like this. And today morning only I was seeing a kind of a reel wherein one of the startups in IIT Madras, they have experimented with the air taxi. And why I'm giving this example? I'm giving this example because technology has done its work. They have developed an air taxi. They can take you from your office or from your home to office. But imagine in few years' time, millions and millions of air taxis will be roving around. Who will manage them? It's a typical transportation problem, right? Attached with the technology. Said and done. But even if that happens, I can manage. But we can't deny, we can't say that something wrong will not happen, and then there will be no need for a law to manage that. So this is quite a typical example. And why I did say so? Because this G3 summit, when Dr. Pooja asked what G3 is, and I was very much surprised and overwhelming surprised that such a nice concept of law, management, and technology, and it is our pleasure to have this kind of seminar. So I really congratulate the convener, Dr. Pooja Jain, and organizing committee member for organizing such an event, which is actually the need of the hour. This kind of discussion we should have, and more frequent we should have. And definitely I do have hope and belief that after the end of maybe half a day exercise, something strong is going to come, wherein definitely from 4 of the institutes, 3 from the speakers and 1 from us, perhaps in very near future, our target should be to develop a program wherein these 3 components of law, technology, and management can combine and offer a kind of a course wherein we can peep into the future and see that what is going to happen in next few years, and the few years is not a decade, it is couple of years in which you would need. And if that is so, it is the right time to start this kind of activity and this kind of discussion. Hopefully, internally we also work, and we will work with other institutes and organizations as well to come up with a program. That is what is our expectation to ourselves. Again, I thank you, all of you who are attending as a student, as a participant, as well as again my thanks to all the deans of respective schools, that their hard work has cultivated this kind of a program. And again, the speakers who have come from different places, I welcome them, and I hope that after end of this summit, definitely our understanding of interaction between three domains will be further developed, and which will help us to go further in developing course programs and to serve the society, which is the most important thing for us to do as an institution, as an organization, as a university. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words.
As a mark of respect and gratitude, we would like to present token of appreciation to our esteemed guests. I would like to invite our distinguished dignitaries, Pro-President Professor Dr. Abhay Sharma, Registrar Dr. Vinod Purohit to come onto the stage.
Now, I would like to request our distinguished dignitaries to felicitate Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar Soni. Now, I request our dignitaries to felicitate Professor Dr. Anukriti Sharma.
Thank you so much, sir.
Dr. Manoj Kumar Soni is a professor of mechanical engineering and a coordinator of Center for Renewable Energy and Environmental Development at BITS Pilani. With over 30 years of experience, he is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers and currently serves as the chairman of IEI Pilani. A prolific researcher and an author, Dr. Soni has co-authored the international adaptation of the world-renowned Fundamentals of Thermodynamics and holds patent in both India and USA.
His expertise in energy efficiency has made him a sought-after jury member for prestigious industrial honors, including the VDMA Manufacturing Excellence Awards. Beyond his technical mastery, Dr. Soni is celebrated globally for his unique intellectual synthesis, spiritual thermodynamics. He has captivated audience from the USA to Europe with his lectures on A Date with Entropy, proving that the laws of energy are as much a philosophy of life as they are field of science.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Manoj Kumar Soni.
receive seat, ma'am.
Uh, First time I am in between so many in-laws, professor-in-laws, students-in-laws, and the office bearers in-laws. So a little bit overwhelmed. Anyway, I am a technical person and not from the law, but I think we should discuss about the technicality also, because there the law also plays a crucial role. जो आपका गीत था उसमें एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही. So when we are talking about sustainable future, we talk about sustainability. What do you mean by sustainability? Anyone here? I don't want it to be a monologue. Sustainability, what do you mean by sustainability? From the law perspective, anyone would like to speak up? Kindly stand up and speak loudly, if you. Maximum utilization of resources, that is consumerism, I guess. Sustainability. Sit down, please. Thank you. Beta. We need to save something for the future generation. Anybody else would like to add? Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Fulfilling present needs while not compromising the needs of the future generation. Or we make it whatever our we say the requirement is there, so that that should not overcome the requirement of the future generation. And this entire sustainability is covered in your that गीत दो लाइन में ही, पहले दो लाइन में ही कवर हो गया पूरा कि इस निर्माण के अंदर में हम वसुधा का कल्याण न भूलें. And that's what sustainability is. In that, so much development is taking place in all domains across, and especially as a educator or as a student, it is becoming a very challenging now. I'll tell you, in our institute we have a system where the student in the second year they go to industry for internship. So I was with them and they were doing, so tech people, they are doing internship in a law firm, and they were developing agentic AI based system for the law firm. And with these are the second year student I am talking about, and within 8 weeks they have developed a system, AI based system, where that AI is digging into the past cases, bucketing the cases according to various sectors, or you can say now it is BNS. So according to that, then whether it is a criminal, civil or so, in respective domains, and lot of you can say segregation is being done by AI. So now it is becoming a challenging. Even now the pledge which is drafted by the lawyers, that is being developed by the AI. In US it has been said that the majority of lawyers now, the jobs are challenging because of availability of AI. Your entire the petition can be drafted by AI now very easily. And in fact, recent comment from the Chief Justice also mentioned that, because still the AI is learning. So it is a learning model. So the lot of development will take place, and then the model will get trained, and automatically now the system will fall in place. So these are the challenges available, but at the same time there are a lot of opportunities available. Okay, so routine tasks are now taken care by AI, and we have to explore the new domains now. So sustainability is one domain where the entire world is running. So when I was discussing with Dr. Neetu, this is a law institute, what kind of talk I should give and all, and then initially I thought I'll connect sustainability and law, and then I'll discuss. Then I realized that law automatically already you are studying. Then I should tell you about the technical aspects of it, and then wherever this interventions are required, or wherever the knowledge of law and compliances are required, there the students or the law graduates can play a very crucial role. Okay, so there are aspects related to environmental, like ecological integrity and conservation. When we talk about economic, so viability, innovation, so you have to develop systems which are more and more sustainable. Like we are getting electricity, so electricity is coming from various sources. Anyone knows what are the sources from where we are getting electricity? Yes, कौन से सोर्सेस है, कहाँ से हमको बिजली मिल रही है? Wind energy, solar, very good. Thermal, hydro, nuclear, very good. So you are well versed with the terms. Now we are getting that energy, so we need lot of innovation into it, so that these sources, when we are exploiting, it should become more and more sustainable. Okay, and then ultimate another important aspect is the social, where we are talking about equity, health and education. So the framework boundaries here, 6 of 9 boundaries have already crossed. So already red markings are there, where we talk about greenhouse gas emission. So there are a lot of compliances now coming, like carbon tax is coming. Now industries are have to comply for the green products, you can say. So the companies, they are developing products which are more eco-friendly, and they are claiming that, so there is a competition in the market, a product A and product B when you are talking about, so which product is more greener, and people are ready to pay premium for a product which is more sustainable. Have you observed this while booking a flight? So you get 2 options, and along with that there is the information given. So option A may be talking about 6,500, and option B may be talking about 7,200 rupees. But that 7,200 rupees extra they are charging, because that flight is emitting lesser CO2, lesser carbon dioxide as compared to A. So people are getting more and more conscious regarding how much amount of CO2 we are emitting into the atmosphere, or what is my carbon footprint, how much amount of my activities contributing to the global warming into the system. So there are apps are available where you can go and you can put up your daily routine, and that app will give you how much is your carbon footprint that particular day, or for a month or for a year, and then can suggest which kind of measures you can take so that you can reduce down your carbon footprint. Okay, so the CO2 level is increasing, plastic, chemicals. How many of you agree that plastic is a problem? Please raise your hand. कितने लोग बोलते हैं कि प्लास्टिक प्रॉब्लम है? मेजॉरिटी. प्लास्टिक के साथ में एक और प्रॉब्लम है, social media, because many of you are engrossed into that. Anyway, I know I am from academia, so ज़बरदस्ती बैठना पड़ता है कभी भी. so please bear with me here. Plastic, you say plastic is a problem? Thank you, sir. Plastic is not a problem. Who said plastic is a problem? You cannot survive without plastic. We are problem. प्लास्टिक प्रॉब्लम कभी रहा ही नहीं है. नेचर में कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, नेचर में कुछ भी वेस्ट नहीं है. द वेस्ट डेफिनेशन इज आवर्स. So plastic is not a problem. Proper disposal we are not doing of the plastic, that is the problem. So actually on this planet we are the problem, and the COVID time has proved it. कि 2 साल हम घर के अंदर रहे, दुनिया में सारे इमिशंस कम हो गए, पॉल्यूशंस कम हो गए, वाइल्ड लाइफ जो थी वो शहरों में आ गई. So we are the problem. So we have to think over it, how we can make this Vasudha, how we can do the Kalyan of this Vasudha. Okay? Boundaries are interconnected, crossing one trigger other. So if you are targeting one aspect, it affects the other aspect. Like if I am talking about I am consuming more energy, automatically I am consuming more water. If you have a cleaner water, automatically it will help in improving the health of the people. So there are interconnections. We are crossing the limit of the global warming. The temperatures are rising. Actually we, as per the convention, now we have to bring back the amount of emission or the temperature, global temperature, to 1.5 degree plus of 1900 level, that is pre development era, industrialization era. But already we are crossing it. 80% fossil fuel reliance, though lot of renewable energy sources are being used, but still we are heavily relying on coal. And is a basic science, carbon reacting with oxygen giving carbon dioxide. So millions of tons of coal is being burned and millions of tons of CO2 is being pumped into the atmosphere. And this is a big challenge. Developing countries are pushing us to reduce down our carbon emission, though our per capita CO2 emission is much lesser than so-called developed countries. How much is the population of US as compared to India? Very small, but they are contributing to more than 20% of pollution in the world. High consumerism. Okay, so in order to looking at our current resource demand, 1.57 Earth will be required, and already 2.3 billion people, they are impacted because of the water. Water is a crisis now, in crisis. Even I am coming from Junjunu. In our campus, water shortage is there. In the nearby area, water shortage is there. The tankers are coming, and that's how we are surviving. 68% decline in the wildlife, while in order to implement this sustainable development goals, $3 trillion US dollar, that much is the shortfall in the investment. And that is what our Prime Minister also mentioned, that the developed countries, they are imposing this kind of things like reduce down your carbon emission on us. But actually if you see all the manufacturing, cleverly these developed countries, they have shifted from their country to the developing countries like India, Mexico, Bangladesh, and so on. So we are developing their products, and they are claiming us that we are causing pollution. So the Sustainable Development Goal adopted in 2015 as a part of 2030 agenda. So there are 17 goals, 169 targets, and 232 indicators. So we are talking like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, so leave no one behind. So these are the 17 sustainable goals. I will not be covering in that. So in fact, justice is also one part of it. So we will be focusing more on the energy, water, that aspect I will be covering. So there are certain goals which are covering biosphere, that is foundation, society, so 1, 5, 7, 11, 16, economy 8, 10, 12, and goal 17 for which is a partnership pillar which binds all together. So if you look at the scorecard, the SDG 7, which is energy, it is accelerating at 55%. Only 15% of SDG targets so far has been made, and if we are on the track, so the target is 2030, but still we are lagging behind. Means when I am saying we, I am talking about the global population, the water, industry, health, poverty, climate. So all these are covered in this. Clean water and sanitation. It's a very important aspect, which is Sustainable Development Goal 6. So universal access to safe drinking water. Drinking water is becoming a challenge now, and even countries, they are facing this problem, and it is said that the future war will not be for the energy, it will be for water. So who the country which controls the water will control the world. So clean water, even if the water is available, that is contaminated. Like the water, what is the depth of water in your campus? कितने डेप्थ से पानी आ रहा है आपके यहाँ पे? कितने फीट नीचे से पानी आ रहा है? Anyone having idea? 1100 feet. See, 2002 when I joined BITS Pilani, that time the water table was 400 feet there. Now it has gone down to 1000 feet. And as you go deeper, more and more minerals and or what we call as TDS, total dissolved solids, they will come into, and then you have to use technologies like RO and all to filter out, so that you can make that water potable. If you go to just a few kilometers from your campus, लाडनू चले जाओ, so the water is brackish. वो पानी से नमक बनाते हैं, इतना खारा पानी है. So they rely on the rainwater. So they are harvesting the rainwater, and that rainwater they are using for drinking purpose. Near Pilani also, Rajgarh. So the houses are inbuilt. उसमें tanks बने हुए हैं, rainwater को वो harvest करते हैं, and then they consume that. Universal sanitation and hygiene. So not having access to the sanitation, we have seen before 2014 what was the situation, and now because of the sanitation program of the government, lot of improvement has been seen. Otherwise, when we are traveling from Pilani to Delhi on the roadside and everywhere, defecation you can observe, but now those things have been solved. Improve water quality. 80% of wastewater is released untreated globally. This is very important. So water, like now industries, they have to comply with what it is called as ZLD, zero liquid discharge. That means whatever the water after treatment, you should not release that water into the any river or so. You have to recycle that water completely, and only after that solid sludge which is remaining, that you can discharge. So ZLD is becoming a compliance now for various industries, and there are definitely laws associated with that. Increase water use efficiency to address scarcity. So we all know water conservation and all, कि भाई पानी बचाना चाहिए करके, but are we really doing that? अगर अभी हम नहीं करेंगे, so आने वाली generation वो suffer करेगी. So whatever world we have, you can say that has been given to us by our ancestors. Now, do we want the same to be passed on to the coming generation, or we want a better future for them? So if we want a better future for them, then we have to start working on it now. Then affordable and clean energy. This is also very important. Do you know major problems, health issues women में होते हैं? क्यों? Especially village women. कि घर में चूल्हा जल रहा है, and when वो जब firewood उसमें वो जला रही है, तो उसमें जो PM3 2.5 निकल रहा है particulate matters, so that is affecting her health, और उसके वजह से पूरे family को problem होता है. So बहुत सारी death होती है उसके वजह से. So because of that, the government came up with a scheme of Ujjwala. So they are giving free of cost the gas connection, cylinder and all. So government is doing what is to be done for the betterment of the society, but as a society, what exactly we are doing? So affordable and clean energy. I'll tell you, when I'm talking about energy, एक तो होता है एनर्जी जहाँ पे जनरेट हो रही है, दैट इज द जनरेशन साइड. अब वो एक पावर प्लांट है जिसमें वी आर फीडिंग 100 कंट्रीज, दे आर हैविंग एक्सेस पावर. सम कंट्रीज नाउ वी हैव द नेशनल ग्रिड विच सप्लाइज द पावर. आप पावर जनरेट कर रहे हो राजस्थान में, बादला में, नियर नोक और नियर बाड़मेर, and that power is fed into the grid and the consumer in the Tamil Nadu is consuming it. So there is a common grid. So this is a national grid. Now the people are talking about international grid. So if you have extra power, you give it to the international grid, some other country will utilize. And then if these things starts happening, you can understand how many compliances will be there. And if I am purchasing such electricity, I have to sign a power purchase agreement with the supplier. So there all aspects comes. Sustainable industry accounts for 21% of emissions. Now the government, Indian government has given in COP26 कि भाई we will reduce down our carbon emission to zero by 2070. That's what our Prime Minister has promised. While for the world or developing countries, the target is 2050 net zero. That means whatever the amount of emission you are generating, you compensate that and make it zero. But Indian government has put the target for India because we are a developing country, so 2070. So we need innovation and R&D is required. And when you are developing something, you have to file a patent, and there are issues like I don't want to name XYZ university or something, and this is happening. China is telling that university is copying the product and telling, but China itself is a bigger culprit. 2015 I was in US in one of the university for my research work. So that time Segway, have you heard the name Segway? Segway सुना है नाम किसी ने? Segway is a product, 2-wheel का product है. आप उसके ऊपर खड़े हो जाओ and then it moves and then you can roam around. So Segway is the US company. China, what the China did, purchase that product, reverse engineer किया, उसको खोल दिया पूरा, और वैसा के वैसा ही duplicate product China ने बनाया. And China started selling that product. Then that Segway company filed a case against that Chinese company. कि भाई this is infringement of my patent. This is my technology and they have copied. And by the time that case was going on, Chinese company ने बहुत सारा माल बेच दिया. And in 2015, that time I heard this story. In 2015, that Chinese company जिसने वो Segway का duplicate बना के बेचा has taken over that Segway company. So you can imagine the challenges for an innovator now. You are developing a product, somebody else is copying, and then you are filing a case against that. और पता चला थोड़े समय बाद वो कंपनी नहीं आपकी कंपनी को एक्वायर कर लिया, तो केस ही खत्म हो गया. So patents growing at 12%, goal is 2 to 3% GDP spending on R&D. So a lot of R&D expenditures are required. Emission pathway, current trajectory is this. We are going in this direction. We have to go here. That is the Sustainable Development Goal. So all these SDGs, they are interconnecting, like water, energy, food nexus is there. We need energy for water treatment. Water is needed for energy production, and both are vital for food security. You need energy to run the pump, to lift the water for the irrigation, and you need water for irrigation, and that's how you get the food. So all these three are interconnected. So similarly, nexus synergies, decarbonizing energy enables climate action. So automatically, when you are reducing down the CO2 emission, you are automatically taking care of the climate change. Then clean water, if the clean water is available to the people, automatically the health will improve, because majority of health issues are coming because of the waterborne diseases. Then energy access empowers education. Now the technology is available, but if energy is not available, you cannot run your cell phone or the tablet, and with cell phone now you are connected, you can learn, unlearn, relearn. So all these are possible. So energy transition, where we are talking about renewable energy like solar, wind, wave energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, the heat which is available in the ground, then biofuels. The biofuels you can utilize now. Government is talking about ethanol. So ethanol can be substituted as a fuel so that we can rely on our own energy security. We should not rely more on the oil which is imported. So because oil is our energy requirement, and that is coming from different countries. So because of that, the arm twisting is happening. We are procuring oil from Russia. So US is arm twisting. No, you should not purchase from there. You should not purchase from Iran. You should purchase from Venezuela, because now the US has taken over Venezuela. Then hydro energy, again this is seasonal. You can say when there is a rain, the water get flooded in the reservoir, and then you can extract energy out of it by running a turbine. And last but not the least, energy efficiency, which I talk about, like a simple lamp. How much energy that lamp is consuming and whether it is fulfilling our requirement or not. Like you must have seen air conditioners, refrigerators, they are coming with some star ratings. What is the meaning of those star ratings? 3-star, 4-star, 5-star rating. Maximum is 5-star, minimum is single star. Anyone having idea? What is the meaning of star rating? Yes, ma'am? You want to say? What is the meaning of that star rating? Yes, please. हाँ? वो एनर्जी इफिशिएंसी बताता है. मतलब क्या बताता है? करेक्ट है? ग्रीन एनर्जी नहीं, वो बताएगा कि वो कितना कम एनर्जी कंज्यूम करता है एज कंपेयर टू अदर प्रोडक्ट. सो say when we are talking about energy efficiency, we are talking about without compromising your comfort, how less energy you can consume. So आप वो ये नहीं कह रहा है कि भाई आप एयर कंडीशनर यूज मत करो, वो कह रहा है कि आप एयर कंडीशनर यूज करो, but now you consume lesser energy. So go for 5-star rating. And government has a regulation now, Energy Conservation Act is there, and under that Energy Conservation Act, a statutory body has been formed which is called as Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and this Bureau of Energy Efficiency certifies a product. Like suppose if I am develop a product and I want to get a star rating for that product, then I have to go to the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. I have to claim that my product is consuming this much amount of energy, and then the Bureau of Energy Efficiency will test that, and based on that the star rating will be given. And this is also important. A product which is having 5-star rating today may not have 5-star rating tomorrow, because tomorrow another product may come which is more energy efficient than that product. So that product will get 5-star rating, and the product which you have developed may get now the 4-star rating or 3-star rating. So energy efficiency plays a crucial role, because if you are using energy efficient product, and we have done this study, now the person was from industry only, he is a CEO, and now he has become the director in Tata Power. So he done the study during COVID time. We submitted that, like how much will be the impact of the carbon footprint just simply switching from 3-star AC to 5-star AC. On the individual carbon footprint, monetary gain the person will get, and also the impact on the power supply side, how much benefit the government will get. And I am happy to say that now that thesis is available online since 2020. So the government has came up with this policy last year that you switch over from 3-star AC to 5-star AC, and that will have reduction in carbon footprint and all. So energy efficiency plays a very crucial role. If we look at all the renewable energy sources, we can fulfill 3078 times our current energy needs if we exploit only the renewable energy sources. Alone solar energy, if you use, it is 3.8 times our global energy requirement can be met, and while other sources also. Solar photovoltaic is most commonly used technology nowadays. It is a plug and play kind of technology, commercially available, having around 18 to 22% efficiency, 22% efficiency now commercially available in market, while lab level 47% efficiency is there. That means you can get more energy from the same panel, but this is not yet commercialized, but this is available now. So various types of technologies are there, monocrystalline thin film, lot of development is taking place in perovskite. The cost has dropped down drastically. Like if I am a power generator, which is called as GENCOs, generation companies, and if I have to supply the power to the government, that is to the grid, so I have to, the government will come up with a tender and I have to give what is called as feed-in tariff, FIT. So now this feed-in tariff has dropped down to 2 rupees 30 paisa, 2 rupees 34 paisa, like that, which is much lesser or which is cost competitive as compared to the coal-based power plants. So lot of development has taken place in this solar technology, but only issue is here the solar is available only during daytime. So still during evening time and during night time we are relying on the coal-based power plants. Another is wind turbine. So wind is blowing and that energy you can extract, you can generate electricity out of it, and this wind turbine now Government of India came up with a scheme that so far you can install wind turbines on the land. So you must have seen wind turbines nearby places also, or if you are going to Jodhpur side or that Jaisalmer side, there you will find, because those are windy sites, so there you will find wind turbines are there. Even near Udaipur Vati, if you are going there also you will find some wind turbines are installed. So wherever the wind is available, you can put this wind turbines and extract energy. While wind turbines now you can install on the in the sea near the seashore also, few kilometers in the sea. So these are called as the offshore wind, and the government has come up with a policy, but unfortunately because of the lower cost of photovoltaic, that could not taken up the offshore wind. But there are countries like UK, Netherlands, the Dutch people and all, they are very they are using very efficiently this technology. So offshore advantage is you get because there is nothing resistance to the movement of the air, so velocities are higher, so you can extract more amount of energy. Global installed capacity is 900 plus gigawatt here. So now the power is available, but it is intermittent and we need power 24/7. So I need some power I can store so that I can utilize when it is required in the evening hours. In like during evening hours the demand is higher, and during daytime the demand is lower but generation is higher. So electricity you cannot store very easily. So now lot of development is taking place related to the storage. So you have to do the cost analysis, economics required, then compliances are required. So lithium ion battery is there, you can store for shorter duration, but the cost is higher, but lithium ion also the cost is dropping. Second is the pump hydro. So it is just the reverse of hydroelectric power plant. हाइड्रोइलेक्ट्रिक पावर प्लांट में आप करते हैं कि पानी जो ऊपर लेवल पे है वो टरबाइन के थ्रू नीचे आता है और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करता है. इसमें रिवर्स कर रहा है, एक्स्ट्रा एनर्जी यू आर हैविंग, सो यू लिफ्ट द वाटर फ्रॉम लोअर लेवल टू हायर लेवल जब आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा पावर है, और जब आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा डिमांड आती है so you just reverse it and allow the water to flow from higher level to lower level, and in turn you generate power. So you can have 8 to 12 hours duration. Then for longer duration, hydrogen, now the government has come up with hydrogen mission. So lot of development is taking place recently. When our Minister of External Affairs went, because of the war situation near Iran, there are issues of sending goods from India to Europe. So the system is being developed where the goods will be sent from India to the Middle East, and then on the land route by rail it will go up to the Haifa port of the Israel, and from there then it will go by shipping to Europe, and that will reduce down the cost by 40%. And in that India will be supplying hydrogen also. Hydrogen is a very cleaner fuel, because we know hydrogen oxygen से react करता है, water vapor बनता है, simple. So there is water vapor is not polluting. So hydrogen is the cleanest fuel. So now hydrogen economy is coming, and you can store, generate electricity, and from that you can convert into hydrogen. So green hydrogen, so you are using renewable energy sources, usse you are generating electricity, with electricity you are using electrolyzer, you are converting into hydrogen, and then hydrogen you are storing, and then you are transporting, it is used for multiple applications. So then this hydrogen can be used for variety of application in the industry. It can be used for transportation, and even you convert that hydrogen into ammonia. Ammonia is also fuel and also used for the fertilizers. So this intelligent grid is there, that is variable generation, which is coming from solar and wind, which is integrated. So hybrid plants are there between solar and wind combined together. Then they are stored, the extra energy is stored so that you are charging and discharging, like battery getting charged and discharged, in the same fashion is the storage. And active prosumers. Prosumers means which is the consumer as well as the producer. Like government has come up with a scheme which is called as PM Kusum, which is for the farmers. Like the government is giving subsidy to the farmers. They can install PV plants in their farm, generate electricity. With that electricity they can run the pumps, and extra electricity they can give to the grid, and they can earn money out of it. So they are now the consumer as well as the producer. So that is what is the prosumers. Even if you are installing PV on your rooftop, that is also prosumers. You are sending it to the grid, selling it to the grid, and you are paying for the balance. Like 100 units you are generating, 150 units you are consuming. So now you have to pay for only 50 units. So that way the people are getting benefited. Then energy efficiency, first cycle you can reduce down 40% potential is there for energy consumption across the sectors. We can reduce down by going for the energy efficient technologies, like where you are for heating application. Like if you use the gas boiler, instead of that you can use heat pump. Heat pump is just nothing but reverse of air conditioner. एयर कंडीशनर में आपने देखा होगा कि घर के अंदर में ठंडा तो होता है लेकिन बाहर गर्म होता है ना. तो आप उसको उल्टा कर दो तो वो आपका घर को गर्म कर देगा और बाहर ठंडा कर देगा. तो जो उसकी गर्मी है, दैट हीट कैन बी यूज फॉर मल्टीपल एप्लीकेशंस. दैट हीट कैन बी यूज फॉर, आपके लिए गर्म पानी बन गया उसका, वो गर्म पानी यू कैन यूज फॉर कुकिंग एप्लीकेशन, यू कैन यूज फॉर लॉन्ड्री एप्लीकेशन, यू कैन यूज दैट हॉट वाटर फॉर इंडस्ट्रियल एप्लीकेशन ऑल्सो. सो and that is 300 to 400% more efficient as compared to अगर आप गैस से गर्म करके पानी गर्म कर रहे हो. Then electric vehicles, 85% energy to motion efficiency as compared to the fuel vehicles. Then industrial heat recovery, lot of industries they have waste heat. That waste heat can be utilized and that can be used for multiple application. उससे आप cooling कर सकते हो, उससे आप processes run कर सकते हो, like that. So this term is commonly used in industry, especially when we are talking about the compliances and all. The people talk, the investor or the if you are going for some venture capitalist, then they will talk in terms of LCOE, levelized cost of energy. So that way you compare multiple sources. Like if you are having energy coming from the PV and you are having energy coming from the wind and other sources, then how will you compare कि कौन सा better है? So for that you go for levelized cost of energy, and that way. Now without having a power plant, do you know, without having a power plant I can have 100% renewable power consumption. मेरा पूरा का पूरा, मेरे पास पावर प्लांट नहीं है, मैंने I have not put a solar power plant or wind power plant, but still मेरी सारी energy I can say it is 100% coming from the renewable sources. So there is a concept called as wheeling. So what you have to do is you have to contact a producer. मान लो जिसका प्लांट है फोटोवोल्टिक का प्लांट है, मे बी इन राजस्थान, आपके बाड़मेर में कह लीजिए, या विंड पावर प्लांट है मे बी इन तमिलनाडु, and then you sign a power purchase agreement with that, and that entity or that company is feeding that power into the grid, और आप यहाँ से ग्रिड से जो नॉर्मल पावर ले रहे हो वो ले रहे हो, एंड इन टर्न यू हैव टू पे सम व्हीलिंग चार्जेस. जैसा होता है ना कि भाई पैसा आपने उधर किसी ने बैंक में जमा कर दिया, पहले डिमांड ड्राफ्ट होता था, डिमांड ड्राफ्ट जमा कर दिया और इधर आप डिमांड ड्राफ्ट ला के कैश कर लिया और इन टर्न यू पे सम अमाउंट टू द बैंक. The same thing is being done now. So wheeling charges you have to pay to the grid or the supplier, and that way you can, now you are purchasing electricity directly from the supplier, which is green supplier, and then you can claim. So this I have seen because as a jury member, when I analyze the companies like the Volkswagen, Daimler, Chrysler and all, Mercedes-Benz and all. So they are doing in that fashion, and they are claiming that their electricity consumption is 100% coming from renewable energy, though they have not installed completely the solar or wind plant. Then natural gas, coal and nuclear, because of the high capital investment, the nuclear is costly. Coal is having its own post-processing issues, like a fly ash disposal is a very big challenge because coal mein ash content hota hai. So there are compliances associated with that. So if you are going in an industry, so as a lawyer, you have to look into various compliances. Now governments are setting up norms regarding emission norms are there. So if you are consuming coal, then how much amount of, like the PUC, the certificate you get, pollution under control certificate you get. So the carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon, CO2, etc. There are standard norms are there, which are called as Bharat norms. Bharat 6 norms are under implementation. So when you comply, you have to comply with that. Like Bharat 4 norms ki gaadi, now it is not allowed in Delhi. Agar if your vehicle is having BS4 certification, then you cannot take it to the Delhi. Delhi in NCR region it has been banned. So coal is having lot of post-processing issues. Uska ash disposal is a very big challenge, and the amount of ash which is coming out of the stack, though it is very small, it is having lot of health issues surrounding area that is near to the plant. Then water, a critical finite resource. Accessible fresh water is just 0.03%. Only कितना पानी कितना है दुनिया में? 71% of what is 71%? Earth's surface 71%. It is not the total mass of Earth. Mass of Earth के सामने तो कुछ भी नहीं है पानी. जो surface है वो 71% is covered. So it is like अगर आप एप्पल लेते हो तो एप्पल का जो छिलका है ना उससे भी पतला है वो जो पानी अवेलेबल है. But it is very crucial. 70% of this 0.03% which is usable, which is consumable, is going for agricultural application, 20% for industry and 10% for domestic use. And the demand is day by day increasing. Water shortages is happening. So already I told, and the future predictions are there that now the war will be for water. So we need energy for water, for pumping the water from the ground to the underground to the ground, and then from ground to the tank. Then also for treatment, and if you are having a brackish water or if it is a saline water like a sea water, so you have to desalinate it. So that consumes around 4% of global power. While water to energy, like thermal power plants, they are running on water, so they consume a lot amount of water. So 40% of fresh water is going into the cooling of the plant. Solution is you have to go for the renewable energy sources, where, and already in the agreement which has been signed under the Sustainable Development Goals is that or COP26, it has been signed that will become net zero by 2050, that is the world, and India will become net zero by 2070. That means gradually will phase out the coal based power plants. See, these European countries, they lecture us on emission and all, and they are lecturing us about we are purchasing oil from Russia. But do you know who is the biggest consumer of gas supplied by Russia? That is Europe. And you must have heard that there is a Nordic pipeline and वो pipeline burst हो गई है, and then there was a critical issue of having a gas supply in Europe, and during winter time they were having a very big challenge now, क्योंकि these are the cold countries, European countries are cold countries, so उनकी major energy requirement जो है वो electricity नहीं है, वो heating है. So that gas is used for heating application. आपको comfort temperature चाहिए, -40 है बाहर, आपको 20 डिग्री temperature चाहिए अंदर में, तो आपको heat करना पड़ेगा. So those countries which were lecturing us about कि भाई आपके यहाँ coal based power plant है और आप इतना सारा pollution कर रहे हो, चुपचाप उन्होंने अपने coal based power plant fire करना शुरू कर दिए, जो बंद कर दिए थे. So and we are also doing the same thing, क्योंकि हमारे पास में कोई alternative resource नहीं है, and that's what our country is talking about, कि we want energy security. So gradually we are shifting to renewable. Now more than 50% installed capacity is renewable. So water treatment, if we are talking about, so primary screening and settling, so where you remove 50 to 70% solids, then biological treatment is being done, then tertiary treatment is done, and then you go for the advanced RO so that the water becomes reusable. So water, energy, food nexus already we have seen. Then climate energy industry, so you are decarbonizing energy so that you are talking about more and more cleaner products or greener products. So now the companies are also understanding this, they are understanding the sentiments, especially youth now, like you people, they are very sensitive now related to the climate actions, and people are purchasing higher rate product if it is more greener. अब वो ज़माना नहीं रहा कि भाई 50% डिस्काउंट में मिल रहा है तो वो सस्ता मिल रहा है तो मैं ले लूँगा करके, या मैं ले लूँगी करके. अब लोग देखते हैं कि भाई इसका कार्बन फुटप्रिंट कितना है करके इसका. Then health water cities, clean water is the basis for the urban health. Then comes the last part, that is the ESG framework, where we are talking about environmental, social and governance. Now this is the domain where a lot of jobs are coming in the coming time, because the everywhere the push is on the ESG. So where environmental aspects we are talking about, that is how much greenhouse gas emission we are trying to reduce down, water usage where we are talking about zero liquid discharge, compliance, and the waste and circularity. Circularity, anyone understand about the circularity? Circular economy, what exactly it is? You are recycling, recycle, reduce, reuse. I'll tell you very beautiful. See, ये सब है ना विदेशी words है. If you see, these things are already inculcated in our day-to-day life. I'll tell you one story. भगवान बुद्ध के पास में एक उनके शिष्य आए कि प्रभु वो मेरा जो चोगा पहनते हैं तो वो खराब हो गया है करके, तो मुझे लेना है नया. तो बोले कि ठीक है आप ले लो. दूसरे दिन फिर बुद्ध ने उनसे पूछा कि भाई आपने उस पुराने जो आपका ड्रेस था उसका क्या किया? तो बोले पुराने का हमने पर्दा बना लिया. तो बोले ठीक है. फिर उस पर्दे का क्या किया? तो बोले पर्दे के हमने तकिए के कवर बना लिए. ठीक है. तो पुराने तकिए के कवर का क्या किया? तो बोले पुराने तकिए के कवर का हमने पोछा बना लिया. तो पुराने पोछे का क्या किया? तो बोले पुराने पोछे के हमने बत्तियां बना ली जो हम दिए में यूज कर रहे हैं. सो सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज इनबिल्ट, हमारे कल्चर में है ये. अब ये बाहर से आ रहे हैं बड़े बड़े वर्ड्स, और नाउ पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. एक लिंक्डइन पे एक पोस्ट था कि वन यूएस प्रोफेसर अपना जो स्वेटर है फट गया था, तो उसने उसका वीडियो बनाया कि उसने कैसे उसको स्टिच कर दिया. एंड देन शी हैव रिटन 2 पैराग्राफ्स की भाई सस्टेनेबिलिटी एंड ऑल. एंड इफ यू सी 500 लाइक्स और कमेंट्स है उसके ऊपर में, जो हमारे घर में होता है. LinkedIn, you can follow me. I have more than 29,000 followers on LinkedIn. So, waste and circularity we are talking about. Then social aspects is also important, like human capital, where we are talking about health and safety, diversity, where we are talking about inclusion and everything. Then supply chain rights, then governance, where the accountability is there. There should be gender equality. यहाँ पे कम है, but कहीं पे दूसरी जगह balance हो गया है. Anyway, this is just a joke. Then executive compensation, there should not be too much disparity between the salaries and all, and the ethics and risk. So, when we are talking about ESG, we are talking about here the environment. So, emission scope here. So, there are three types of emission: scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. So, industries, they have to comply with this emissions now. So, scope 1 is where the direct emission, like the vehicle you are using. तो आपका कितना पेट्रोल आप कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, तो उस पेट्रोल से या डीजल से, जैसे टैक्सी से आया हूँ मैं, तो टैक्सी से जब मैं आया हूँ तो कितना डीजल कंज्यूम हुआ है और उसका कितना इमिशन है. Then on-site fuel and leaks, etc. So this comes under scope 1 emission. While scope 2 is the electricity which you have purchased or the heating, like electricity I have purchased. So that electricity is coming with some power mix. Kuch power is coming from coal-based power plant, some power is coming from hydro, some power is coming from solar, and etc. And based on that, you can find out how much is the emission associated with that. Similarly, space heating or cooling, like air conditioner is running here. So it is consuming energy. So there are associated emissions. Even the refrigerant which you are using, आपने देखा होगा कि पहले R12, R22 ऐसे refrigerant होते थे. Now they are talking about greener emissions, CFC free emissions. रेफ्रिजरेटर पे या इस पे लिख के आता है, एयर कंडीशनर पे CFC free, because that chlorofluorocarbons, they are reacting with ozone, and that's how the ozone layer got depleted, and that is causing ultraviolet radiation to fall onto the earth, to reach the earth, and that is creating problem. तो skin cancers वगैरह हो रहे हैं. तो to reduce down that ozone depletion rate, the 2012 protocol has been signed that now we have to go for CFC free refrigerants. तो आपके सारे अभी air conditioners वगैरह में, whether it is your air conditioner in the car or it is house or a refrigerator, now there are cleaner refrigerants which are used, because their environmental impact is thousands of times as compared to 1 ton of CO2. Simple. Then scope 3 is where we are talking about value chain, travel, suppliers, etc., which is not your direct emission, but you are procuring some items from the supply chain or the vendors, and that is causing pollution. So that also you have to take into account, so that you can reduce down your overall emission. So when we are talking about carbon intensity, how much ton of CO2 and the revenue associated with it, water intensity, meter cube of water which is consumed, like one t-shirt, how much amount of water is being consumed to produce one t-shirt, or one silicon vapor, how much amount of water is being consumed. तो अगर मैंने 10 टी-शर्ट खरीद लिए और मैंने सिंपल उसको फेंक दिया है थोड़ा सा यूज़ करके, so how much it is having effect on the environment. So waste rate, how much you are recycling and how much is going into the landfill. Try to identify. This we have done study in our campus also. आपके campus में कितना waste generate होता है, and what are the compliances associated with the waste, how, whether that waste is treated, whether it is segregated, उसको कैसे dispose of करना है. अलग अलग type के waste के अलग अलग processes है which are given in the guidelines. Even for the universities these are there. So we developed a framework for the waste management. So that is also a very good study. Then SBTI, that is science based target aligned with 1.5 degree. Then social is where we are talking about worker health and safety, diversity, where inclusion we are talking about, and supply chain responsibility. So supply chain audits, community investments, human right due diligence and all which are covered in social aspect, and governance where we are talking about board diversity, executive pay ratio. आपने देखा होगा कि like how much salary the Elon Musk has taken. and how much is the salary the lowest level worker or the wage the lowest level worker is getting. So, how much is the disparity in that? Then transparent lobbying disclosure and all. So, they are coming under the governance aspects. So, various here the table impact materiality, that is how much is the impact on the world. So, where target audience is your all stakeholders, financial materiality, materiality where impact on the value by the investors, climate finance risk and ops here. So, financial sector here, environmental benchmarking where the investors as well as the purchaser both are the target audience, and this standards here, these are given like global reporting initiatives, sustainability accounting standard boards and international sustainability standard board and task force on climate related financial disclosures, carbon disclosure projects, etc. So, I am moving bit fast here now. So, when we are talking about integrated system thinking, so everything is required here. It is not only the technical aspects here, even the social aspects, even the environmental aspects. So, you people have a very big role to play here, because everywhere when we are talking about, there are compliances associated, and now even you will find with a lot of the investment which is coming from the European countries and all. So, they impose their own norms there, especially like the gender equality. So, you will find now the advertisements are coming for the job where especially they want only the women or the girls should apply there for that particular job position, and they want that there should be which we talk about in the ESG part, in the governance part. So, the companies that are focusing on the governance, where we are talking about the integrated system that everybody should participate into that. So, energy and water when we are talking about, so renewable energy we are using for wastewater recovery and all. Similarly, we are moving from SDG to ESG. Yeah, global goals inform corporate metrics, and finally engineering based cross disciplinary teams and life cycle assessment. So, how much amount of the emissions is been produced by a product, right from that is what is called as cradle to grave, where you are manufacturing until after consuming, when you are disposing it off. So, how much amount of CO2 emission is associated with that. So, that you have to take into account, and that you have to mention also about the product, especially at the back of the product, like these informations are given. So, optimization of whole system is important, not just the components. So, where everyone play a very crucial role. Thank you. Yeah, any questions? Yes, ma'am. सिंपल एग्जाम्पल है सेल फोन. You also have, I also have. You can also make reels, I can also make reels. So, the education or the information which is available to me is available to you also. So, it is accessible to all. You do not have to come out of your home to gain knowledge now, which was earlier required. You must have heard a lot of successful stories where so called, we call them housewives, but they are homemakers, but they have started something at their home, and then now that has become a very big business. So, that is what the use of technology is. So, sky is the limit, ये इंग्लिश वर्ड है बेटा. हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि सितारों के आगे जहां और भी है. Yes.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
So, what role does corporate governance play in ethical tech?
You have seen a very good example recently in the AI summit. So I think that example itself has set up or raised so many alarms. वो बोलते हैं ना कि भाई सही जगह अगर आपने सही बंदे को नहीं भेजा तो क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकते हैं. जो मार्केटिंग में होगा, जो सेल्स में होगा, वो हाउ मेनी गुज्जूज आर हियर? गुज्जूज गुजरातीज, एनी गुजराती हियर? वेरी लेस. सो गुजराती में मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, वो बोलते कहावत है कि भाई आपने सुना है फाफड़ा बनता है, फाफड़ा? तो वो इतना सा बेसन लेते हैं और उसे इतना बड़ा फाफड़ा बना देते हैं. तो दिस इज व्हाट इज बीइंग डन बाय मार्केटिंग एंड सेल्स पीपल. So when you are making any claim, you have to be very, very careful, or any technology now, because that's why now you will find IPR, intellectual property rights, now they are going everywhere now. Even if I develop a product, I have to take a permission from the institute whether I can publish a paper onto it or not. They will say before that, why don't you file a patent first and then you go for publication. Even now the defense sector is open for the private players. So when our students they go for internship in such companies, 2 दिन तक सिर्फ फॉर्म्स ही भरवाए उन्होंने और सिग्नेचर्स लिए, because of so much IP protect, they intellectual property rights they want to protect. And then you must have the police clearance and all. So these are very crucial and important aspects nowadays because of so much cutting throat technology development and competition and all. So everywhere the poachers are there and the people are, we are sending information here to there. So they have to be very, very careful, especially in the corporate sector. Yes?
Sir, is there any method to keep track of the carbon footprint?
Yes, I told you that there are some, if you just Google, you will find there are apps are available where directly you can, that app will ask how many hours you are using the tube light, or how many kilometers you are using, whether you are flying by car or bus or by train or by flight. And then if you feed that data, it will automatically generate your carbon footprint. Or you yourself can also calculate. There are standard norms are available. With that you can calculate, and then you can keep track of it, and you can cross check maybe every month, and you can see whether how much carbon footprint you have reduced down yourself. See, I am a professor. जब तक घंटी नहीं बजती ना तो बंद नहीं होता. Yes sir, please. Last question. See, these are actually one more aspect which I could not cover. I am part and parcel of it, which is inner development goals also, because everything is connected. So SDG, ESG and IDG. So these are, you can say, 3 corners of the triangle. So they are all complementary to each other. So like if you yourself are not committed for sustainability, even if the government, even if the company is having the policy and all, आप थोड़ा बहुत कर लोगे, but ultimately it starts from the personal level, and then it will go to the you can say a team level or the corporate level, company level, and then finally the national level and the world level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. Please have a huge round of applause for sir.
Dr. Anukriti Sharma is a professor and the head of the Department of Tourism and Hospitality at the University of Kota and the Honorary Dean of Tourism and Hospitality at Vishwakarma Skills University, Jaipur. A prolific scholar, she is a Routledge featured author and the book series editor for the prestigious global publishers including Emerald, Springer, and CABI.
Her expertise is recognized by Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Youth Affairs. She was recently honored with Sports India Award 2024 for her pioneering work in sports tourism. From leading BRICS-funded research projects to delivering keynotes across Europe, Africa, and Asia, Dr. Sharma is a visionary dedicated to sustainable development.
Please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Anukriti Sharma.
A very good afternoon, one and all. Namaskar. At the outset, I would like to say thanks to the organizer of this national seminar, especially the authorities of Modi University, who have invited me over here, and the department, the School of Law, Dr. Neetu Pooja ji, and all the other faculty members of the School of Law, and the beautiful students who are sitting in front of me. And I can see that this morning is a very challenging and brainstorming morning for you, or for all of you. And I would like to say thanks to Manoj sir also, because his talk was really excellent. I learned a lot from his talks, especially for the sustainable development, because that's my core area also, although not in the energy, but in tourism. So I'm here today for a small presentation. Actually, it was not a small presentation. I prepared the presentation for 40 minutes. But now, as a life savior, I just got an instruction from your teachers that please sum up it by 12:30. Okay, so I have to skip few of my slides. And I prepared my presentation for AI because your topic is related with technology, management, and law. And because you are the students of law, so that's why I focused at the same time on law also, and with a different aspect. Like sir talked about sustainability and energy and all, and I'm talking about here tourism and law, which is quite a new area. I have given the title of my PPT as Human Digital Balance, Innovating with AI and Human Touch in Tourism and Hospitality. But I think I have to skip the slides of AI, and I'm directly going to, can I have a hand mic or something, because it is really difficult for me to turn. And even this also. Oh, so they have to change. So can you please change the PPT? Skip the PPTs, one or two. Okay, change. Up, skip karte jaiye, because I'm directly going to the tourism area. Skip it. Just a minute. Skip it. Skip. हम वापस जाएंगे. Yes. See. Because I really want, because the students के साथ जब हम interaction करते हैं, I really want to make it little fun and funny and little cool. Because अगर हम सिर्फ talk एक lecture form में कर देते हैं तो बच्चे कभी कभी बोर हो जाते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है बच्चों को जो चीज़ अच्छी लगती है उसे easily समझा देना चाहिए बच्चों को. तो ये तो सबको याद है कि power of a common man, right? We all are common, correct? Next slide, please. Now see, this is the power. Can you see this? आप सोच रहे हो कि madam, you are talking about law, you are talking about tourism, you are talking about sustainability, you are talking about AI, and all of a sudden you are showing us these pictures. Change the slide, please. This is again power of a common man. Next slide, please. This is again a power of a common man. Can you please read out these pictures, the quotations which is written? I want to show you a few videos also. Why I'm talking here about this and why I've skipped AI, because it is very easy to learn, all of you, what AI is doing in our lives, right? But it is very difficult to understand why we need tourism law. Do you know we don't have a single tourism law policy till date in India? It is a very big challenge. And why the states are claiming, because the thing which you are applying in Goa, certainly you cannot apply the same rule in Rajasthan. I absolutely understand it, but there are a few topics which are like common. So I really want to encourage here the students, try to find out, try to trace out those common topics and try to make some policy papers, try to make some research papers, try to write some articles in the magazines, even in the newspapers or on your blogs, or if you have a YouTube channel, kindly raise these issues because they're very much important for the tourists who are coming in India. And you all are aware, agar aapne budget pada ho to, this time the Rajasthan government specifically allotted a lot of 5,000 crores budget only for the tourism industry. The tourism industry which is running without a law. Isn't it strange? So, change the slide please. You must have all heard about Jharkhand. Jharkhand is the first ever state in entire India who introduced mines, you know, coal mines. There are a lot of coal mines. So they introduced mines tourism, mine tourism. And at the same time, this has happened in Jharkhand only, that a female was gang raped by 7 persons in Jharkhand, right? Next slide, please. Then there is a case of Hampi, which is again a archaeological site. Then there is a rape case of a Brazilian tourist. There are the rape case of a lot of female tourists. They are like 28-year-old female who has been raped in Delhi, and by 2 of the so-called online friends. They asked her to, come to Delhi, and then they gang raped her. Next slide, please. Now I'm showing these pictures, kabhi kabhi nuksan rok lena fayde se behtar hota hai. Isn't it true? Every time we cannot think about that how we can generate more benefits, but sometimes we have to think that how to reduce the damage, and that is in the simple language called sustainability. Every time you need not to focus how to increase, how to enhance, how to make it big. Sometimes whatever we have to protect that. That's also a very big part of sustainability. So here what I'm saying you can see this, a foreign tourist, he is cleaning the river, while the Indian tourists are not doing that. So isn't it a big example for us? Do we have a policy? Do we have law, regulation, rule, anything? No. Next, please. Then we are talking about worshipping cow. And you must be aware that India is the first now in beef export. So where are the values? Do you have again any law here? Next, please. So tourism law. Recently in 2026, in 2026 now, this year only, there's been a tourism act which is passed by, but again they are saying that there's no single central tourism act. Why it is happening? Because they are saying again that India is a diverse country and we cannot adopt the same rules in every state. And that's why they are not coming up with any single national policy. As you all are the law students, I really want to ask, is it so challenging for us when we have a joint central budget for India? Why can't we have a national tourism policy for India? That's my question. We have to use here our brain. Why we don't have that? Next, please. So, isse pehle, I would like to request to play some videos, and then we will going to discuss a few points. I have a few more points to discuss with all of you. Or let's discuss. Wait. Let's discuss. Let's skip it. Let's discuss. Then I'll show the videos all together. Skip this slide, please. You all have internet connection and mobile in your hands, right? Change the slide, please. Okay, yeah, I have a question here. This question. The world's only carbon negative country. This country has no traffic lights. The first country banned plastic. All citizens share the same birth date. The last country in the world to introduce television. All citizens have access to free education and health. A country that values animals because this reason no animals or birds are allowed to kill. Okay, no smoking in public places, and it is mandatory to wear the national dress. Isn't it the part of sustainability? It is. And which country it is? Right? So such a small country, and look at their vision. Look at the vision. That national dress is mandate. They can buy the animals and birds, but they cannot kill in their country. So can you see this? A small country is actually setting up the examples in front of us. We are not even able to adapt it in even a single state. Leave the country. We are not able to say that we are adopting any of this example in Rajasthan, in Kerala, or anywhere in the world, in anywhere in India actually. So can't we do it in any state? I'm leaving you here with a very important question. What we are doing exactly in India for tourists? That's my question. Only investing on infrastructure, it will not work, because before infrastructure, it is the image, it is the safety of the female tourist, which is a big question. The image of our country is actually very negative on all over the globe. Next, please. Okay. Saf. Hindi word, clean. We have heard about it, that Narendra Modi Sarkar, they focus a lot on cleanliness. Like, हम कहते हैं ना in हिंदी कि अगर नीयत साफ हो तो काम अच्छा होता है. So यहाँ जो साफ word मैंने use किया है, साफ word, अगर ये सारी चीजें आपकी एकदम clean है, इसको अगर आप English में convert करना चाहो तो it is clean strategies, clean mental level, clean system. If you are using this even word properly, na, then even we can make changes in our country. Next, please. Okay, so here is, can you see these books? It is under Routledge. Next slide, please. These are under Emerald. Next slide. Next slide, under Emerald again. Springer Nature, Cab International, Cabby, and CRC Press. These are the prices of these books on Amazon and other, media or the platforms. Next slide. These are Scoopus Index also. And these are my book series. Okay, I'm handling these book series with UK, US publication houses. Why I'm showing you this? पता एक ही वो है concern केवल. Please open Google right away and search tourism law books by Indian authors. Only 5. Only 5. Even I don't have. I have 45 books, but I don't have a single book on tourism law till date. And even if you will search the books on tourism law by Indian authors, you will only get 5 books. You can search right away on Google. So can I ask you, where we are fighting for the research work, where we are struggling for the new topics, and we are trying to take help of AI, can you please let me know that why we are not focusing on tourism law? Even I want to ask this question from myself as well. And actually Dr. Neetu Naval, she given me this idea that tourism law पे बात कर सकते हैं मैम. और ये मेरे को 4 दिन से लग रहा है कि I have to write some book on tourism law. You must have heard in my profile that I've been awarded for sports tourism, right? So when we are talking about sports tourism, you all are so much aware. The videos which I'm going to show you, I don't know how many of you have already done this activity of paragliding and of bungee jumping and all, but you have all seen these cases these days. Can I ask you, how many of you are aware about the law, about the regulations, the rules which people are adopting? They are just giving you a form to fill that they have no responsibility of your life, right? And you are signing it. And after that, if the accident is happening, who will be responsible? You. And who have given them the authority? Have you ever asked under which policy you are running this bungee jumping camp, this sports adventure activities, under which rule you are doing it? Have you seen ever their trained guide certificates or the IDs? Have you ever checked? How many of us checked? So, my dear students, an idea can change your life. It is true. Not just a punchline of an advertisement. It is actually true. And AI cannot generate that idea which you can generate, because AI is again generated by human, right? So what we can do, certainly AI cannot do. AI can be helpful. It will be supporting tool. But ultimately, it is your brain, what you are doing, how you are doing. Because here I want to tell you one thing. When you are putting the innovations in your work, that too along with the critical thinking, whenever we talk about be creative, be innovative, let's start maybe you can start a startup for yourself, right? But we always forget about one typical word, that is the critical thinking. Where is that word with the innovation? Try to understand, because you are a law student, You have to be very critical thinker. Whatever you are doing, whether you are doing a research paper, whether you are writing an article, even I'm saying if even you are putting something on the social media, that time also you have to critically think about it, that how to write it down without taking any support of AI tools. Then only you will be able to succeed in your life, because you are very young in this age. If you will learn something, it will definitely going to work for your future. And I can see, because they are the students who are very much focused, so I can see maybe a few students can pursue PhD in future. They can do some good research work in future, especially on tourism law. It is very much required. It's a very new area where we are lack of teachers. We don't have teachers, we don't have researchers, we don't have PhDs, we don't have books. So please don't try to jump into the area which is already flooded, with so much of competition. Try to take that way which is still giving you a new hope and new path. Try to understand this practically. Okay, change the slides, and this is the last thing which I want to show you. There's a lot of things, because 12:30 का time दिया है, 12:15 हो गया है. I have written here, think outside the box. And how many of you are agree on this, that we should think outside the box? How many of you are agree? I think everyone, I know, but I am not agree. Next slide, please. Think like there is no box. Why I am saying this? Because when you think like outside the box, then also you have to think about a periphery. Then also you have to think about a boundary, because there is a box again. So whenever you are saying there's a the sky is the limit, it is so true. Why we are saying this sky is the limit? The thing is because we cannot see the boundary of the sky. So whenever someone asks you, think outside the box, you say, please, I even don't want to think that there is any box. Because you have to be so much thoughtful before doing any act, before doing today you are doing graduation or the PG courses. What next is in your life? Have you thought about it? What you will do next? This should be your question. This should be in your mind. What will be the next move? I know in this age we all enjoy our lives. That's really good. But please, this is the same age where we have to be very, very attentive and conscious. What is the thing which I can do different from the others? There are so many friends who are sitting with you, all are friends, but at the same time, all are competitors also. Be careful. It will be a rat race in future for the jobs. It will be a rat race in future for the practices of lawyer and maybe for other things as well. So why don't you search a new path for yourself? So think about something new, something innovative, but please be aware that don't forget the critical thinking part. Be very, very much conscious. And please, rather than using AI and chat GPT, again I want to request as a teacher, try to read from the books. Because if you read books, you will be able to write books. Trust me. Who can read the books, they can write the books. The persons who are taking help of AI, they cannot write the proper chapterization, the proper research papers. And now I want to show you a few videos also, please, before ending up my talk. Can we start some videos, please? There is a video of Hampi, and there is a video of Rishikesh bungee jumping, and there is a video of Jharkhand rape case also. Because this is very tragic, This lady, it took almost 2 years. 2 years. And still, out of 7, they have arrested only 3 persons. So you can see the terrible situations in our country.
A horrific crime took place near Hampi's Sanapur Lake on Thursday night, where a group of 5 people were attacked, raped, robbed while stargazing. Among them were 2 foreign tourists, 2 Indian tourists, and their homestay host who had gathered near the Tungabhadra canal to stargaze and play the guitar. The incident took place at around 10:30 p.m. when 3 men on a motorcycle approached them asking for petrol. When told that there was no petrol station nearby, they suddenly demanded 100 rupees. However, one of the tourists handed them rupees 20, but instead of leaving, the men turned aggressive. They threatened the group with stones, and within moments, their demands turned into a violence. Two of the attackers dragged the Israeli tourist and homestay operator away. They assaulted and raped them while the woman screamed for help. The homestay operator later recalled in her complaint that she was strangled, beaten with stones, and left bleeding. Meanwhile, the third attacker targeted the male tourist. He pushed all the three into the fast flowing Tungabhadra canal. Two of them managed to escape somehow, but 26-year-old Bibhas Nayak from Odisha was swept away by the current. His body was found 2 days later floating near the Mallapur power station. Police launched a manhunt and quickly arrested the two suspects, Malesh and Chetan, on Saturday. On Sunday, they were taken back to the crime scene to reconstruct the events. A third suspect, Sharanappa, was later arrested from Tamil Nadu and is now being brought back to Karnataka for questioning.
Okay, can we have the next video, please? So here the question, where is the justice? Arresting them is enough. I want to ask why it has happened even. Hampi is an archaeological site. It's a tourist site.
अभी आपने जो वीडियो देखा उसके आखिरी हिस्से को हमने फ्रीज कर दिया है। पूरा वीडियो हम आपको नहीं दिखा सकते क्योंकि तस्वीरें काफ़ी विचलित करने वाली हैं। बंजी जंपिंग हादसे का ये वीडियो उत्तराखंड के ऋषिकेश का है। यहाँ के शिवपुरी में बंजी जंपिंग के दौरान बड़ा हादसा हो गया। जंप के वक्त अचानक रस्सी टूटने से 24 साल का एक युवक गंभीर रूप से घायल हो गया। पूरा हादसा कब और कैसे हुआ, सोशल मीडिया पर लोग क्या लिख रहे हैं और बंजी जंपिंग को लेकर क्या गाइडलाइंस पर है मतलब बनाई गई हैं, उस पर हम अब बात कर लेते हैं। इंडियन एक्सप्रेस की रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक वीडियो 12 नवंबर की शाम करीब 4 बजे का बताया जा रहा है, जहां गुड़गांव के रहने वाले शख्स शिवपुरी थ्रिल फैक्ट्री नामक एक एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स पार्क में बंजी जंपिंग करने गए थे। इस दौरान लगभग 35 मीटर की ऊंचाई से वो गिर गए। इस हादसे का जो वीडियो वायरल हुआ है उसमें साफ तौर पर दिखाई दे रहा है कि जैसे ही शख्स नीचे छलांग लगाता है, थोड़ा नीचे जाने के बाद अचानक उनकी रस्सी टूट जाती है और शख्स टीन की छत पर गिर जाता है। इसके बाद उन्हें उठाकर तुरंत अस्पताल ले जाया जाता है। उठाने के दौरान वीडियो में वो बेहोश नज़र आ रहा है और उसके शरीर से खून भी बह रहा होता है। बताया जा रहा है कि बंजी जंपिंग वालों के पास ऐसी सिचुएशन के लिए एम्बुलेंस तक नहीं थी जहां पर ये बंजी जंपिंग हो रही थी और हादसे के वक्त सुरक्षा मानकों का पालन भी नहीं किया जा रहा था। हादसे के बाद पीड़ित को इलाज के लिए ऋषिकेश के एम्स में भर्ती कराया गया। पीड़ित के सीने में चोट आई है और उनका इलाज चल रहा है। पुलिस ने बताया है कि इलाज के बाद उसकी हालत में सुधार हो रहा है और वो खतरे से बाहर है। चूँकि परिवार ने अभी तक कोई शिकायत नहीं दर्ज कराई है, इसलिए पुलिस ने अभी तक कोई शिकायत या प्राथमिकी दर्ज नहीं की है। मुनि की रेती पुलिस स्टेशन के थाना प्रभारी प्रदीप चौहान ने बताया है कि पीड़ित पक्ष की ओर से अभी तक कोई शिकायत नहीं मिली है। शिकायत मिलने पर कंपनी के खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई की जाएगी। हादसे के बाद अब बंजी जंपिंग कंपनी जो यहाँ पर जो हो रही थी उसके स्टाफ और पर्यटन विभाग की निगरानी पर सवाल खड़े हो रहे हैं। वीडियो वायरल होने पर सोशल मीडिया पर ऐसी लापरवाही पर तत्काल रोक लगाने की मांग की जा रही है। साथ ही जिम्मेदार अधिकारियों पर सख्त कार्रवाई को लेकर रिएक्शन आ रहे हैं। मतलब कहा जा रहा है,
सपोज इनकी जगह हम होते तो just think about it for just 1 second, think about it। और ये स्थिति है जहाँ पे हमारे पास ना कोई गाइडलाइंस है, ना कोई रूल्स हैं, ना कोई अथॉरिटी है और ना ही एम्बुलेंस या फर्स्ट एड की सुविधा वहाँ मौजूद है। वहाँ हम हमारी लाइफ को रिस्क में डाल रहे हैं फॉर एडवेंचर sports and it is just a single case I have picked up from ऋषिकेश because ये latest case है। इसके अलावा आपको गोवा के मिल जाएंगे, आपको मनाली के मिल जाएंगे जहाँ पे पैरासेलिंग पैराग्लाइडिंग हो रही है। ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस हैं। इनफैक्ट देयर इज अ वीडियो जहाँ पे पैराग्लाइडिंग करते वक्त स्काई ड्राइविंग करते वक्त जो टूरिस्ट है उसको बहुत चोटें आई हैं और जो ड्राइवर था उसकी ऑन द स्पॉट डेथ हो चुकी है। There is a video of that also. I have saved it in my pen drive. So you can see these examples. Why I'm showing these things to you, just to ask you all that why we are not working on these untouched, unexplored areas which are directly related with law, and they are very much important for us, you know, to make the image of our country and to एग्जैक्टली आपके जो कुल गीत है उसमें भी लिखा हुआ है ये चीज़ ना, तो उसके अंदर भी ये लाइन लिखी हुई है कि वसुधरा के लिए। तो आप यही मान के ये काम करिए कि आप किसी और के लिए कर रहे हैं, यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर द कम्युनिटी वेलफेयर। डोंट थिंक अबाउट दैट यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर योर सेल्फ, फॉर योर फैमिली और फॉर योर करियर, बट डू इट for the country at least. Do something which will be helpful, because that will give you new wings. When you do something on a larger scale for the country, it will give you new wings. Try to understand this also. We have one more video of Jharkhand, if I'm not wrong. There is one more video of Jharkhand. That also I want to show. This lady, she's having, the nationality of 2 countries, traveled all over the world along with, her husband on the bike tours. And this is what happened in Jharkhand with her. Just in one night stay in the camp.
On Friday, a foreign tourist in India put up a video on Instagram. She was talking about her travels in India and she had bruises on her face. She had been gang raped by 7 men during her trip. This incident happened in the state of Jharkhand. Her husband, who was with her, was beaten up badly. The story led to a lot of outrage and condemnation. The authorities swung into action. 3 of the accused have been caught. 4 others are on the run. Now, this is not the first such incident in the country. Chances are it won't be the last. Every 18 minutes, a woman is raped in India. This is data from the government of India. And this incident has sparked a fierce debate on social media about women's safety and women tourists. Our next report has more.
5 years, 63 countries, 170,000 kilometers. This couple began their world tour half a decade ago. They boarded their bikes and never looked back. But their journey took a horrible turn last week. The woman and her husband were on a biking trip in India. They were traveling from West Bengal to Nepal. On their way, they stopped in Jharkhand. It was around 5 p.m., so they decided to spend the night there. They set up a temporary camp and were preparing to go to bed. That's when 7 men entered their tent. They beat the couple, they robbed them, they raped the woman, and threatened to kill the duo. At around 11 p.m., the couple flagged down a patrol van. The patrolling team couldn't understand what they said, but they looked visibly injured, so the van took them for treatment. That's when the couple told the doctors about the rape, prompting the police to jump into action. 3 of those men have been arrested and 4 are still on the run. The woman is a dual national. The Brazilian embassy was informed, and so was the Spanish embassy, as the couple used Spanish passports to enter India. Over the weekend, the 28-year-old took to social media. She put up a video on her Instagram page. It was in Spanish. She talked about her ordeal. She showed the bruises on her face and how glad she was to be alive. Her husband posted a similar video. The videos are not on their page anymore, but it sparked a fierce debate. Is India safe for women tourists? Over the weekend, Indians and foreigners shared their stories. They all had one thing in common: how they faced sexual harassment or have been a witness to it. One such post got a response from the chief of India's National Commission for Women. Rekha Sharma commented on the
Okay,
post.
stop.
She questioned why the person didn't report it.
So these are the cases which are already available on the social media, and we people, the government, they are actually the policymakers. They are not talking about all these things. They have nothing to do with this, because sometimes they are prolonging the cases. जैसे कि अभी ऋषिकेश वाले में सुना आपने कि फैमिली ने कोई कंप्लेन दर्ज नहीं कराई है, तो हम क्या करें, right? So it's okay. So let them do whatever they are doing. फैमिली ने नहीं कराई है, but there is a case, right? केस है या नहीं है? है. But can you stop it? No. Why? तो my dear students, आप इस चीज़ को प्लीज़ बहुत सीरियसली सोचिए कि हम किस तरीके से इंडिया के अंदर कुछ ऐसा करें. आपकी टीचर्स की हेल्प लीजिए, दे आर वेरी लर्नेड. कुछ ऐसे पेपर्स लाइए, कुछ ऐसे आर्टिकल्स लिखिए जहां हम ये बता सकें. इनफैक्ट गवर्नमेंट तक ये बात जानी चाहिए कि वी रियली नीड to do something for the protection of tourists. Especially, you all are aware these days the solo female traveler trend is very high. It's in trend actually. But see, it is not in trend in India. The Indian solo traveler females are going abroad. Can you see the situation? As like I love solo traveling, but I don't want to travel solo in India. Being an Indian, even I don't want to travel solo in India because I feel like it's not safe. So we are saying that solo traveler, women solo traveler is in trend. But if someone asks me that as a solo traveler, where you would like to go? Maybe I can say I would like to go in XYZ country. Maybe to Sri Lanka, maybe to Bhutan, maybe to XYZ any country. Right? But if someone will ask, would you like to go to Jharkhand as a solo traveler? No. Why should I go? Although I am from the tourism background and I want to see how the government is promoting the mines tourism, I really want to see. But if they will ask me, come solo as a solo traveler and find out the opportunities or the challenges of mine tourism, certainly I will say a big no. No, I don't want to come. Because I know this, it is not safe for me. So why it is not safe for a tourist? Do you have a tourist police? कहीं देखी है? इतनी जगह आप घूमे होंगे इंडिया में, कितने लोगों ने आज तक टूरिस्ट पुलिस देखी है? Please raise your hands. How many of you see the tourist police? जबकि we all are aware, हमने ऐसे केसेस भी देखे हैं जब फॉरेनर्स फोटो खींची, यहाँ वीडियो वो मैं दिखा नहीं पा रही हूँ आपको, जहाँ पे एक लड़का फॉरेनर्स के लिए लिटरली ही इज सेइंग ये 150 रुपए की है, ये 200 रुपए की है. दिस इज द वीडियोज आर अवेलेबल ऑन सोशल मीडिया. They are shooting these videos, they are posting these videos. Can we stop these type of videos on social media? Because it is very harmful for the country, for the image of the country, for the women respect also. It is harmful in every means. But do we have any option to stop these? So, मैंने मेरा पूरा जो प्रेजेंटेशन था वो नहीं बताकर सिर्फ इतना सा हाईलाइट किया है क्योंकि आप लोग लॉ के स्टूडेंट हैं. हम बहुत सारे लॉ पढ़ते हैं, कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन लॉ और पता नहीं कौन कौन से लॉ. मैं लॉ बैकग्राउंड से नहीं हूँ, बट हाँ, इन जनरल वी ऑल नो. But this sort of thing is still missing. Please try to do something in future on this particular thing. If you need any help, feel free to contact me. And maybe we can do some good research work on this area. Thank you so very much for having me. And I think I have found it quite timely. Okay. So can I have my slides also, Vapis, please, if you don't mind? Because I skipped by all the slides. So there's a slide named as 3 pillars. Yes. Go back again. Yep. There are 3 main, because I'm here proposing the solutions, right? For the better experiences. The first is strong law enforcement. That is really required, isn't it? So actually it is not there. So we need increased police patrolling in high traffic tourist area. I just ask you, how many of you have seen tourist police in any tourist destination? This is so easy for eve teasing, passing the comments. It is like so common in India, right? Hardly matters in which age group you are, hardly matters what you are wearing, it hardly matters. When people say, oh my God, if she wear this, definitely log to comment karenge. It's not so. Even in the age of 42, even I am facing the comments. Even if I'm wearing a full covered sari, even I am facing the comments. So I cannot say that my daughter or my young students, they are safe in a tourism destination. They are not. And strange, we don't have a tourist police in these areas. Then implement faster grievance redressal mechanism for tourists. So have you ever asked in any police station that do you have a tourist police or do you have any grievance redressal cell for the tourists in any police station? They don't have. Then introduce a strict penalties for scammers, overcharging and harassment. ये भी नहीं होता है हमारे यहाँ पे. आप लोग अगर राजस्थान से हैं, I don't know how many of you are aware, लेकिन राजस्थान में एक टर्म है, क्योंकि मैं इस एरिया से हूँ, टूरिज्म से हूँ, इसलिए मुझे पता है. there is a called लपका. सुना ये टर्म? हिंदी में इसको लपका बोलते हैं. ये बहुत पुराना टर्म है. And you will not believe these people, they have a code language जो आप और मैं नहीं समझ सकते. पुलिस अंडरस्टैंड दिस लैंग्वेज क्योंकि पुलिस अरेस्ट करती रहती है, उनका रोज का काम इनको पकड़ने का. पुलिस अंडरस्टैंड्स. सो वंस आई रियली विजिटेड पुलिस स्टेशन एंड आई आस्क्ड देम कि आपके यहाँ पे लपका बहुत है. व्हेन आई वाज परस्यूइंग पीएचडी ऑन टूरिज्म, सो दे सेड कि मैडम हम पकड़ ही नहीं सकते क्योंकि दे टॉक, इवन टूरिस्ट को भी आइडिया नहीं लगता, दे टॉक इन कोड लैंग्वेज. लाइक इफ दे विल से चौखट, सो अगर मैं बोलूँ चौखट आ रही है, ये प्रैक्टिकली हुआ है, चौखट आ रही है. सो कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग चौखट आ रही है? यू कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, राइट? बट दे डू इट, दे आर डूइंग इट इन जयपुर टिल डेट, दे आर डूइंग इट. चौखट आ रही का मतलब है बड़ी पार्टी आ रही है. वी कैन ट्रैप द फॉरेनर. सो अब ये आप आइडिया भी लगा सकते हो इस वर्ड का कि ऐसे भी कोड वर्ड्स होते होंगे इन लोगों के, बट ये एग्जिस्ट कर रहे हैं एंड पुलिस इज हेल्पलेस. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड क्लीननेस ऑफ कोर्स वी नीड टू मेंटेन, और ये एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है हमारे यहाँ पर. जब हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात करते हैं, वी टॉक अबाउट द मेट्रोज, वी टॉक अबाउट द रोड्स, ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड एवरीथिंग, बट द बेसिक amenities are actually not there at the tourist destination, at the famous places. So this is very understandable, because maximum are girls. We can understand that it is again a very big challenge. As Indian we are facing, why don't you think that the foreigners, they must be facing a big challenge? Then transparent pricing, of course there is cheating, there is no fixed rate, even the fixed rates are also flexible, right? So these are the few things which are actually we are not able to implement that, and we have to adopt these three pillars. But the strongest pillar is the enforcement of the law, rules and regulations. How many people you are aware that, do you think that Hawa Mahal is safe? Have you ever visited Hawa Mahal, top tak? How many of you feel safe in Hawa Mahal alone? If I'll say go and visit Hawa Mahal alone, how many of you can say, yes ma'am, it's safe, I'll go? You will go, I know, you will go, okay, I'm going. Because girls are these days, girls are very bold. Okay, but do you really feel safe? I'm just giving you a simple example of Hawa Mahal, which is in a peak location, a very famous site. Do you feel safe in Hawa Mahal? अब की बार जयपुर जाओ तो अकेले हवा महल नीचे से ऊपर तक घूम कर आना, हर अंदर सब जगह जाना, एंड फिर मुझे प्लीज जरूर कांटेक्ट करना कि मैम मैंने बिल्कुल सेफ फील किया. कोई वहां नहीं होगा तो भी आप सेफ फील नहीं करोगे. The reason, because no security, no safety, no camera access, nothing. If something will happen with you, there's no guarantee. But this is not happening in the other countries. Their archaeological sites, their sites are so safe. They have particular registers, they have biometrics, they have the camera access, everything. Even they have tourist police. I've been to so many countries. I've been to 25 countries. You will not believe, every time in each country, I every time met a tourist police, and every time I interacted with them, not with the complaints, but to say thanks to them. Female tourist police is there, male tourist police is there. I've been to Istanbul, I've been to Uzbekistan, I've been to Malaysia, everywhere. But why it is not in India, I don't understand this again. जबकि हमें ज़रूरत है. Right? So this is again very much needed. Can you please move forward for the slides? Next. No, not this, not this. Just one last slide I want to discuss and I'll sum up. Oh, it's end ही कर दिया. Go. Yes, just a minute. This, the dual image. Yeah. So dual image challenge. If you will open the website of Ministry of Tourism, if you will open the website of Rajasthan Tourism, you will see everything pretty, beautiful, excellent, gorgeous. Everything is so perfect. But actually the reality that in realistic, it is a dual image which we are carrying. It is so true. So when the tourists see all those things, they have more expectations from the country. But when realistically they came and they see the things, it's something else. Please try to understand, Whenever we are talking about the tourism industry, it is a service industry. It is a service industry. And whenever we are talking about a service industry, it always counts for the experiences. And experiences come from the expectations, and expectations come from the emotions. So whenever, if I'll ask you right now, okay, you all are free, and I'm sponsoring your one travel, okay, where you would like to go. Everyone give a different answer for sure, first thing. Second thing, why you are taking the name of that particular country or of that particular tourist destination? Because you feel some emotions for that place, right? So that's why you're taking. So whenever a tourist pick up place, a country, a destination, they are always connected with emotions. And emotions increase the expectation, and expectations are fulfilled because of the experiences. So we have to try to fulfill the emotional experience and the expectation part with the tourism industry, which are we are lacking into it, because we are carrying a dual image. The negative image, what tourists may experience, is the lack of standardization, safety concerns, harassment, dirt and pollution, and inadequate infrastructure. They are the main challenges which the Indian as well as the foreign tourists are facing in India. So we really need to think about it. Next slide, please. No, there's no one upstairs. It's okay. I think it's over. So thank you so much, students. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me right now also, or yeah, sure, please.
मैम अभी एक रीसेंट वीडियो वायरल हुई थी जिसमें एक फॉरेन टूरिस्ट इंडिया में आया था और उन्होंने गंगा के वाटर के ऊपर रिसर्च किया था।
Yes.
तो उनकी रिसर्च में आया था कि जो गंगा का वाटर
बहुत dirty है।
वो बहुत ज़्यादा गंदा है कि
हाँ।
अगर उसमें कोई इंसान बार बार नहाए तो उसको स्किन कैंसर भी हो सकता है और पीने से तो बहुत ज़्यादा हार्श है। तो हम लोग एक टाइम के लिए जो रेप है और जो भी चीज़ें हो रही हैं उसके लिए लॉज बना सकते हैं, पर हम वो रिलीजियस सेंटिमेंट्स को कैसे रोक सकते हैं? हम लोग उन लोगों को कैसे बोल सकते हैं कि तुम जो अंतिम संस्कार है वो गंगा के अंदर मत करो, या फिर जो भी रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिसेस होती है जो गंगा के अंदर होती है, तो हम उसको कैसे स्टॉप कर सकते हैं?
See, a very nice question actually. Thank you. Sit down. See, when we are talking about the religious values, क्या होता है बेटा कि कभी कभी ना जो चीज़, जैसे मैं एज अ टीचर स्टूडेंट को समझा सकती हूँ, बट एज अ टीचर क्या मैं किसी पंडित जी को समझा सकती हूँ? नो। बट क्या एक पंडित जी समझा सकते हैं किसी और को कि ये रिचुअल तुम अगर नहीं करोगे तो इससे ये अच्छा हो सकता है? तो जो काम जिसको सूट करता है वो काम वो अगर करता है ना, जो सर ने भी कहा था, तो वो परफेक्टली हो जाता है। यहाँ हम हेल्प ले सकते हैं ऑफ दीज मेहनत ऑफ द प्रीस्ट। ये जितने भी हमारे यहाँ पे पंडित हैं, जा सकती है क्लीननेस पे बनाई जा सकती है, एंट्री पे बनाई जा सकती है, ऑफ द टूरिस्ट नंबर पे बनाई जा सकती है। आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि कई ऐसी कंट्रीज है, शिमला, मैं आपको एग्जांपल देती हूँ। शिमला में एक मूवमेंट चला था कोविड के पहले, यू कैन सर्च इट, देयर इज अ टर्म कॉल्ड ओवर टूरिज्म। वो मूवमेंट चला था जिसमें शिमला के जो लोकलाइट्स हैं, हम हमेशा बोलते हैं टूरिज्म से इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हो रही है, हमें बहुत पैसा मिल रहा है, इट इज़ ऑलवेज सपोर्टिव, बट शिमला में एक ऐसा भी दिन आया जहाँ पे लोकलाइट्स ने कम से कम 7 days के लिए हड़ताल कर दी, एंड दे हैव सेइंग गो टूरिस्ट बैक, शिमला इज आवर होम, इट्स नॉट अ टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन। क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ पानी खत्म हो गया। और पानी किस लिए खत्म हुआ? लोकलाइट्स की वजह से नहीं हुआ, टूरिस्ट की वजह से हुआ, बिकॉज शिमला में बहुत टूरिस्ट आते हैं। ऐसे आप लोगों ने देख रहा होगा मनाली का हाल, अगर आप पहले कभी मनाली गए हो और अब कभी मनाली जा रहे हो, तो कैन यू सी द डिफरेंस? अब वो पूरा का पूरा अर्बन होता जा रहा है। द नेचुरल ब्यूटी उसको पूरा कट करके आप होम स्टेज बना रहे हैं, आप होटल्स बना रहे हैं। तो जो अब चीज़ें हो रही हैं आप लोगों के यहाँ पे, जो इतनी बाढ़ आ रही है, सब हो रहा है, ये क्यों हो रहा है? केदारनाथ का एग्जाम्पल सबको याद होगा, एवरीवन मस्ट रिमेंबर द केदारनाथ, नो, दैट डिजास्टर। क्यों हुआ था वो? तो हमने कहीं लिमिट करा है क्या कुछ? जो इस बच्ची ने क्वेश्चन पूछा कि रिलीजियस प्लेसेस पे इन्होंने गंगा का उदाहरण दिया, मैं टेम्पल्स का उदाहरण भी ले रही हूँ यहाँ पर। डू वी हैव एनी रिस्ट्रिक्शंस कि इसके बाद नो वन इज अलाउड? बट बेटा आप सर्च करो, आपको गूगल पे एग्जाम्पल मिलेंगे, इतनी कंट्रीज हैं, मैं तो और कहीं नहीं जा रही हूँ, बुर्ज खलीफा दुबई का एग्जाम्पल ले रही हूँ, वो भी रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर देते हैं एंट्री, विच इज अ मैन मेड थिंग, कि इसके बाद एंट्री नहीं मिलेगी। They have slots, if they are booked, it's okay, then go back. They come next day. Isn't it? Can't we adopt it in our temples? जो इतनी भगदड़ होती है, कभी वैष्णो देवी में भगदड़ हो रही है, कभी कहाँ हो रही है, स्टैम्पेड्स, कैसे रोकोगे? और ये टूरिस्ट ही तो हैं, चाहे वो डोमेस्टिक टूरिस्ट हैं, बट दे आर एक्चुअली टूरिस्ट, because we are again not using any law, rule and technology also. We don't have all these things in these temples and all these places. So that's why we need to do something in this area. Any other questions?
Can you kindly give some suggestion or your supportive ideas that could be provided by the legal aid by DLSA? What by the? By DLSA.
Oh my God, Zanzi's always use the short forms of everything. See, we really don't have any sort of policies and planning so far. And for this, I think we have to approach only the tourism departments. Other than tourism department, no one can implement any policy, any planning, because if you will ask someone that please bring up with some rule and regulation, they will again divert you to the tourism department. That is not my area. Go and talk in the tourism department. So this can be only implemented by the Department of Tourism. Otherwise, it is not possible. Any other questions? Okay, so no more questions. Thank you so very much for listening me so patiently. And I really loved and appreciate the students because आप लोग सुबह से बैठे हैं यहाँ पर और बहुत attentively आप लोगों ने सुना मुझे, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And I would like to say thanks from the core of my heart to the entire team of the School of Law of Modi University for giving me this important platform to interact with the law students. It's the very first time when I'm interacting with law students. Thank you so very much and God bless you, all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for letting us know about the importance of tourism in India.
Please have a huge round of applause for ma'am.
It is our honor to have with us Professor Dr. Sunita Bharatwal, a distinguished academic and administrator who have made significant contribution to the field of social science and cognitive and behavioral sciences. Currently serving as the Dean Faculty of Commerce and Management, Behavioral and Cognitive Sciences, Social Sciences at Chaudhry Bansilal University, Bhiwani. Ms. Bharatwal has been instrumental in shaping the academic and professional landscapes.
Additionally, she has played a pivotal role in coordinating Aryabhatta Incubation Center and Rozgar Srijan Kendra, fostering entrepreneurship, skill development, and student employability initiatives. With her expertise in examination management and academic governance, she has been a driving force in promoting excellence in education. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Sunita Bharatwal as she shares her insights with us today. She will be joining us online. I would like to request our technical team to kindly connect Ms. Bharatwal. She's joining in 2 minutes.
Hello, 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 hello. If it is audible, kindly let me, just give me a message so that I can just start up because due to some technical glitch, I think it is getting delayed.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Hello.
Audible. Over to you, ma'am.
You are audible, ma'am.
I think it may be clear from here. Am I audible from this platform? Yeah, thank you so much, Kiran. So, respected President Sir Dr. Ashutosh Bhardwaj and Vice President, the Registrar, and the convener Dr. Pooja Jain ji, and my co-resource persons, co-speakers, Professor Dr. Anukriti Sharma ji and Dr. Manoj Kumar Soni ji, the entire organizing team, the faculty members of this prestigious university, and my dear students. It really fills my heart with immense pride to be a part of this gathering. But although due to some technical problems and due to my health issues, I make it my regrets that I was not a part of it in physical mode. But it's really a proud moment to be a part of this very, very vital and very important one day national seminar on G3 summit. That is the, I think now, am I visible also? Yeah, it's truly an honor, to be a part of this one-day national workshop on G3 Summit, ethics in the uh, technicalities, navigating the future responsibility. That is unpacking legal frameworks because it's a law college. So this is as organized by the School of Law in Modi University, which is a very, very prestigious university that stands very tall in terms of NAC accreditation, as well as when you talk about the work in terms of the nurturing the women leaders and the the students, girl students. So firstly, because we need to understand why ethics in technology and why not. We all are living in a decade where India has over 900 million internet users and over 1.3 billion Aadhaar IDs and have been issued so far. And more than 10 billion UPI transactions they take place every month. So you can see India is among the top three startup ecosystems when you talk about the global level. And we also know that if you talk about the AI, artificial intelligence also, the adoption of artificial intelligence in India is also taking up at a very, very fast track. It's over 45% of the last 3 years. And that is how India ranks among the top 5 countries in the AI support system and AI talents. The technology is no longer a sector now. The technology has become a civilization. It's become its infrastructure. If you talk about the AI or any technological upgradation for that matter, this no longer is considered as only a particular sector, but it has become a part of our culture or civilization. Name out anywhere, any platform, from healthcare, diagnostics powered by AI, or you talk about the fintech driven algorithms, or you talk about the governance powered by digital public infrastructure, and to education also. When you talk about NEP or the education, we know that how adaptive we are to the new learning systems. So, technology is shaping the human destiny now. But the question arises is, are we really shaping technology with ethics? Because we are making innovations in the technical terms. We are making some upgradations daily. Every 3 seconds, there is a new innovation happening in the world. But what about the ethics part of it? Are we really doing it? Because when you talk about the social aspect, it is degrading. When you talk about the moral ethics, it's degrading globally. So we on one platform we say that technology is upgraded or technology is taking its shape and it's shaping the human society. But on the other hand, why then degradation is there that is occurring in terms of the moral values and you talk about the social aspects of the humanity. So we need to understand these, and that is why these kind of summits and these kind of conferences and the consortiums are there, where that gives a platform to the experts and the students, the faculty to think about and ponder on these important issues and try to find out the various ways, or at least these kind of gatherings, they become the, when they have some academic purpose, they become a yardstick to all of us that makes us walk in a proper form or march towards the success. So we need to understand this G3 perspective, where one is the governance and other is growth and third is the global responsibility. So when we speak about these three G's in context of ethics in technology, so we feel that I personally find that these three are intertwined pillars. They are interlinked, interconnected, and interdependent also. So, for example, today, if you talk about India, it is not only a consumer, as a biggest consumer for technology, any technological upgradation in the world. Any country does it, but every country aspires, every country feels that it is going to be marketed well in India, or India could be the best marketer, best consumer for that matter. But today, I tell you from this platform that India is not only a technological consumer, but it is also an architect to that technology. We know that our software engineers, the people who develop the algorithms, the people who develop the programming languages, the people who develop the hardwares, even, and nowadays you know that after that the recent war with Pakistan, we also have come to the conclusion that we are also becoming self dependent in terms of defense mechanisms. So, our drones, our vessels, our missiles, in terms of many things, we have become self dependent. So, I feel today India is no more only considered to be a consumer, but it is consumer to the technology, but it is also an architect to the technology. So, with digital public infrastructure, public infrastructure, जैसे for example Aadhaar, UPI, ONDC, CoWIN, etc. India is offering a governance model to the world. Just before Corona, the COVID which had come, and it ate up the entire world to that level, but it did not have much effect on India as compared. Whereas it was actually it was anticipated that India is going to be most affected, but then it was not. India has got a governance model, and we showed the world how UPI today, if you go to a juice stall also, or a person who is sitting on the road and is just selling a few things, sitting by roadside, even that person is having his QR code. No longer people are going to keep the money in cash or in the heart. But we are all moving towards all these kind of technical upgradations. We are adapting it, be it apart, I mean, any person from the frame of society. But Indian people are fast, rapidly moving towards the adoption. So it is not that people from the globe, they are diffusing the technology to us. We are adapting it, but then we are also making new out of it. So governance without ethics, if you don't talk about ethics and governance, this will become a surveillance. We need to have ethics into governance, ethics into the governance, and that is going to give a meaning to it. Otherwise, it's going to become a simple surveillance. Similarly, when you talk about growth, if something is growing without keeping ethics into consideration, that surely is going to be exploitation of someone. So we need to have ethics in governance also, and we need to have the ethics in terms of the growth also. And third G was the global expansion, global responsibility. So global responsibility or expansion, that becomes meaningless without ethics, because if ethics are not there, again the same kind of situations will come up. For example, I mean, whatever situations were there in the world war first and second. So ethics, if they are missing in the global expansion or global responsibility, then it is going to become a domination. So we understood that ethics is an integral part, it needs to be an integral part of it. Now comes to the School of Law organizing such a conference, such a summit, which is going to make these people who are very, very important ones, who are actually having the responsibility of making things placed in a proper order. Not only things, but the people into the order, the law into the order, the system into the order. How these people are responsible for taking these ethics and submerging these ethics into the society. So this is again something very important for us. So legal frameworks are the basic things which are evolving Indian landscape. So let us talk about some concrete developments which have taken up. So first, if you talk, there was a Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which was 2023. India moved towards a consent-based data protection regime, and we know that the key features for that was Lawful processing is required, then purpose limitation, data minimization, and rights of the data principles. So, there, I mean, if you remember, the penalties of nearly 250 crores, uh, that kind of penalty is also there if the violation is being done for these kind of unlawful processings or about the data. So data is protected, and a law is there which has been developed in 2023. Similarly, we had IT rules and the intermediary guidelines also. We all know that today IT is something which without which we cannot move on in any of the sectors, be it industry, be it service sector, be it education, be it governance, be it anything. So, but these platforms are these the IT rules need to be framed because they are accountable to due diligence, content moderations, and grievance redressal and traceability in certain circumstances. So we need to understand that the rules are to be made in IT and intermediary guidelines for making the regulation of the IT properly in terms of its functioning. And similarly, if you talk about the recent developments for the past 2 or 3 years maximum, that is AI, and AI regulation that is going to be the next frontier or the next rules are which are to be framed the laws which are to be framed is going to be in context to the AI. Globally, if you talk, the European Union, if you talk, has passed the AI Act. Okay, US is moving towards the execution of regulation framework, and UNESCO also, recent studies have given that even UNESCO has adopted the AI ethics guidelines. Now, why it is required? Because India is currently, it is required because it is very important. You know, when you are asking for something and you get in within fractions of seconds, I mean, the data which is there in DeepSeek, it is there, which is accumulated data and which is required, which is given a command to it, the algorithms which are being made by the architects. Obviously, that is not going to see whether it is ethical or non-ethical by giving this data to someone who is asking. It is simply going to provide you with that. But is it really going to be ethical to, give the data to anyone, to any person who is asking for that? Here, I mean, the significance of you people comes up, and we have to be more vigilant. We have to be more. You have to formulate certain legal framework for that, because India is currently focused on risk based AI classification. And we need to understand that ethics are required in order to avoid the biased mitigations, in order to make it more, explanatory. And the prompt engineering has to be regulated by certain rules, because if it is not done, then anybody can take the data of anyone and it can be utilized anywhere. So, but the technology is something which is going to be a boon to us. But then, at times, it has to be there has to be certain guidelines which are to be made. So, what is required here is, are we really planning our legal minds? That is, you students, the students of the law. Are we really preparing you people to understand those algorithms? Are we preparing you, the engineers also, who understand the constitutional moralities? For example, the persons who are developing these algorithms, or those who are going to develop the algorithms inside the AI, for I mean, which is going to be responsible for giving the answers to the prompts which is given by a user. So it is which has to be audited also. So now the role of engineers also, the role of auditors or the commerce people also, and the role of legal minds also, the people who are studying law. All these three people, they have their, I mean, responsibility towards making those algorithms in the manner which is going to be used in a positive way, or there has to be some checks upon it. So basically, ethical challenges are the emerging things in the technology. For example, I was just talking to you about the algorithm biasness. AI systems are trained on the skewed data. They can discriminate in hiring. See, it can, because the one algorithm is always that is fitted inside it, but it can discriminate in hiring They can be, it is as good as a robot, when he is trained to respond to a particular stimulus, it will respond in the same way. It is not going to have a feeling, it is not going to think in an ethical or rational manner, because it's a machine. Similarly, even AI is got a, this is also mechanical part, it's a part which is called as pure technology. So we need to give the algorithms in such a manner that it is able to judge whether it is right or wrong. Probably that kind of feeling cannot be inserted in those technical things, but then the commands can be taken in such a manner that no negative use of the data could be made use of it. So we have to keep a check on making these technologies or AI reinforce the social inequalities. And now the ethical questions, as I discussed, I just told you that the question, biggest question is who is going to audit those algorithms, whether this is right or wrong. This is again a challenge to us. And then we have various synthetic data or synthetic medias which are promoting it with AI generative techniques. And the biggest threat nowadays, which everything I think most of us sitting here must have also experienced, a cyber security threats. India, which has reported millions of cyber security threats annually. So this, there is a critical infrastructure, which is, this critical infrastructure is very, very vulnerable. So now the ethical question comes out here is, are we investigating enough in the cyber ethics education? We are not, probably. For example, do we have a cyber cell investigation cells in the law schools, for that matter, for making the practical usage of these kind of laws? Or probably a case studies which are being done, they have to be developed also, and the development of case studies need to be more focused as compared to solving of the case studies, because the situations which we people are coming across, that is only going to make the case development, and for that the students need to understand the situations the common man is flunked into. Now similarly, another important thing is data colonialization. Data colonialism or colonization, when the global technical giants, for that matter, they extract the behavioral data from the developing nations. This is again a very important thing, and we are developing nations. Now, the ethical question comes is, who owns the digital sovereignty? Whether this data should be from the developing nation or how it has to be made use of. Similarly, if if we talk about the sensitivity of this managing this data, managing the AI, managing this fast growing technology, with the help of the legal students or the students who are studying these law and the framework they are preparing, we need to understand that why is it required is because we all are aspiring to move by 2047. We all are aspiring to move into a nation which is going to be completely developed nation. So we are moving towards the track of Viksit Bharat 2047. And for that, we need to, because many things are there in our mind. We are going to become 30 trillion economy. We are aspiring to become that. $30 trillion economy, and then global innovation, we are going to become the leader in the global innovations, the way we are rapidly moving towards entrepreneurship and developing our startups and all. I think we are also aspiring to become a global innovative leadership. Inclusive growth, we talk about the demographic dividend, we talk about women led leadership and their developments. So how this is all going to happen? This is all going to happen by driving all these things through the technology. And we need to understand that using this technology, if it is going to be through the wisdom, if it is going to be through ethical way, then only we can really grow, and probably we can, attain the Viksit Bharat 2047 dream. So we need to have a digital justice. We need to have a data dignity. We need to understand the technology enabled vision. We need to understand the gender sensitive technology design. We understand we need to focus on the ethical entrepreneurship. So we need to find out that we are designers, we are regulators, we are the people who are innovators, and we are the only one who are the policy makers and the framework which is required in which these things are going to take a positive shape so that we can attain the dreams of our nation. So, what is the role of law school now? So, law school, according to me, certain things which can be integrated with the current education system in the law schools could be AI literacy, could be a part of it, or technical law specializations could be taken up, new specializations could be innovated by means of collaborating with some commerce students or collaborating with engineers, collaborating with IT professionals, and cyber law ethics also. Cyber law clinics should be developed. Then data governance simulation labs also are to be developed, in which we need to understand, with the help of engineers, we need to develop these data governance simulation lab. And interdisciplinary collaboration needs to be done with the various departments, as I told you, engineering, commerce, and the auditors in other fields wherever this is going to be used. So that way, institutional responsibility is going to be much on the business schools, on the schools of law, and the schools of engineering. So we need to understand the significance of organizing these types of conferences, and how they are shaping the the small policies which are going to be they are going to be implemented by the government. But that government, I mean, we need to give some inputs from the sides of the young generations as well. So I congratulate the organizing committee for that matter, and the chairperson for extending the invitation to me and making me a part of it. But before I conclude, I would like to give, I mean, just from my side, the five takeaways which I feel, three, four, five takeaways. One is embedded ethics in curriculum. If you talk about ethics being embedded in the curriculum, it is not going to solve the purpose, but the ethics should be a part of the culture of the education. It has to be implemented, it has to be practiced. And we encourage interdisciplinary research. We should encourage interdisciplinary research also. For example, law and technology, law and engineering students, they both can take up the cases together. And we also need to establish the AI labs, also the ethical AI labs for that matter. And promote the policy drafting simulations for students. And all these things we need to understand in a broader perspective, how this is going to give a security in terms of, I mean, social security in terms of the development of the nation. So, as we all know that महाभारत में भी हम जानते हैं कि कहा गया था कि ब्रह्मास्त्र जो है बहुत ही अत्यंत शक्तिशाली अस्त्र था, लेकिन उसका जो प्रयोग है वो बहुत ही संयम और बुद्धिमत्ता से होना चाहिए था, ऐसा माना जाता था। बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से आज की ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, एआई है, या हमारे जितनी भी आगे आने वाली टेक्नोलॉजीज बढ़ रही हैं, दे ऑल आर अ टाइप ऑफ ब्रह्मास्त्रस। और प्रश्न ये नहीं है कि इसे हम बना सकते हैं कि नहीं, प्रश्न ये है कि क्या हम इसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, नियंत्रित कर सकते हैं, इससे होने वाले डिस्ट्रक्शन या इससे होने वाले कंस्ट्रक्शन को किस दिशा में हमें ले जाना है। हमारे पास, भारत के पास इतनी जनसंख्या है, इतना डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड है कि हाँ, और वो भी यंग जनरेशन, हमारे पास इतना यूथ पॉपुलेशन है कि हम लोग चाहे तो उसको कंस्ट्रक्टिव साइड ले जा करके वी कैन बिकम दी इकोनॉमी नंबर वन। और डिजिटल संरचना जो है वो बहुत एक खूबसूरत सा एक क्या बोलते हैं, नवाचार के अंदर जिसकी बहुत क्षमता है, जिससे हम लोग जो है आगे बहुत तेजी से डेवलप कर सकते हैं। मुझे ध्यान है कि 91 में जब हमारा एलपीजी आया था, लिबरलाइजेशन, प्राइवेटाइजेशन, ग्लोबलाइजेशन, और उसके बाद से जो पेस था डेवलपमेंट का, उसको देखते हैं। और जो टेक्निकल अपग्रेडेशन आया पिछले 10 साल से आईटी सेक्टर में, उससे लेकर हम लोग डेवलपमेंट देखते हैं, तो जो उसका ग्रोथ का जो रेट है, रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा हमें देखने को मिलता है। सो अब जो है हमें आवश्यकता यही है कि हमें एथिकल क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए, नैतिक स्पष्टता होनी चाहिए। तो ये G3 सम्मेलन जो है वो एक कार्यक्रम ना रहे एक आंदोलन सॉर्ट ऑफ बने, एक जिम्मेदार नवाचार का, एक संवैधानिक तकनीक का। और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि इस तरह के समिट्स हमारे नए बच्चे जो यहाँ पर अपनी एजुकेशन ले रहे हैं, वो इस तरह की चीज़ों को अगर इनको समझें, इसकी परिपक्वता को समझें, तो एक दिन हम लोग जो है हमारी स्पीड को इतना तेज़ कर लेंगे कि हम 2047 तक एक सशक्त और एक समृद्ध भारत जो है वो हम बना पाएंगे। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम की वजह से मैं ज्वाइन करने में असमर्थ थी बिगनिंग में, उसके लिए भी क्षमा याचना। ताकि आप सबके पास प्रत्यक्ष अगर आते तो बहुत मुझे अच्छा लगता। बट आप सबको प्रणाम, धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I would like to call upon this stage Dr. Pooja Jain, Dean in Charge, School of Law, for vote of thanks.
Distinguished dignitaries, esteemed scholars, colleagues, and dear students, as we draw the curtains on this intellectually invigorating G3 summit, it is my singular privilege to articulate a heartfelt vote of thanks. At the very outset, I extend our profound gratitude to our eminent resource persons whose erudication and perspicacity illuminated the intricate intersections of technology, ethics, and law. Your discourses were not merely presentations, but profound contemplations that challenged assumptions, stirred critical inquiry, and inspired conscientious innovation. The depth of your scholarship and the generosity with which you shared your insights have indelibly enriched this forum. We offer a respectful obeisance to our revered chairman, Sir, Sri Raghavendra Anant Modi ji, whose sagacious leadership and unwavering commitment to academic distinction continue to elevate Modi University to inviolable heights. Our sincere appreciation is also due to President, whose visionary stewardship and steadfast encouragement make such scholastic possible. I would like to express my deep appreciation to our esteemed Vice President and Registrar, whose meticulous oversight and administrative acumen ensured the seamless orchestration of this summit. Our heartfelt thanks are extended to the respected deans of all schools and the general managers of all departments for their invaluable cooperation and institutional synergy. Your collective engagement exemplifies the spirit of interdisciplinary concord that the G3 summit so meaningfully embodies. I would also be remiss if I do not acknowledge the indefatigable efforts of our organizing committee, faculty members whose intellectual rigor and organizational dexterity transformed this vision into reality. Your dedication to fostering reflective scholarship is deeply commendable. To our vibrant students of Modi University, I extend sincere appreciation for your patience, your curiosity, incisive questions, and enthusiastic participation infuse this summit with dynamism and purpose. You are the torchbearers who will navigate the ethical contours of tomorrow's technological landscape. I also wish to recognize the student volunteers, the technical team, and the support staff whose unobtrusive yet indispensable contributions ensured that every segment of today's proceedings unfolded with precision and grace. As we disperse, may the deliberations of this summit continue to resonate within us, reminding us that technological advancement devoid of ethical and courage is incomplete and that the law must perpetually evolve to safeguard human dignity in an era of rapid innovation. With profound gratitude to each one of you, I formally conclude this G3 summit. Thank you. I request everyone to kindly rise for national anthem.
हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधितरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय